You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, my bad, had a phone call, man. Had a phone call, but we here now, we here. What it do, what it do, what it do. You know what I'm saying? Happy Sunday to you wonderful, beautiful, dope people. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? Let's get it popping, man. We have a couple things to talk about, a couple things to chop about today. Yes, sir, man. I see all these cool people, man. Good, great people, man, on this wonderful Sunday, man. Brothers and sisters, boys and girls, hermanos, mi hermanas, ladies and lads, dudes and dudettes, kings and queens, and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. A doctor's in the house. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. You know we ain't stopping. You know, let's hit this roll call, man. We got a couple dope people in here as well. Hit this roll call real quick. We got my brother, my partner, my pal, man. First things first, big member in the building. Big Oscar Perez in the building. King Oscar in the building. Yes, sir. What else? What else? We got Coop in the building. He said me first. Shout out to Coop in the building. Numero uno. We got Slim Reaper, my brother, in the building. What's good, brethren? Let's get it popping, man. So, hey, you know, before we start off, we always got to kick it off with our prayer, man. It is Sunday. I don't see no likes. Well, I don't see no likes, man. Smack the like button, man. If you rocking with your boy, I appreciate it. But let's get it. Let's get to this prayer, man. Go ahead and thank the Most High. We're going to get into these topics that we have. We have quite a few topics today. Quite a few topics today that we're going to chat about. So let's get right to it, man. Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this wonderful Sunday, the first day of the week. Lord, please Cover us in your mercies, cover us in your favor and your protection, Lord. And please cover us with a veil where nothing can harm us and we are safe, you know. And we want to thank you for all your blessings that you bestow upon us, you know. We also want to ask that you let us step forward into this new week, you know, beginning with today and carry us all the way through Saturday with nothing but, you know, your blessing and good graces and good favor, Lord. We want to keep you at the forefront of our minds and keep all perverse thoughts off of our tongues and out of our minds as well, Lord. And just move forward with this week with just happiness and love and peace and kindness for everybody. In Jesus' name. And understanding. Amen. 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 We got Big Oster in the building. What's good, man? My partner, my pal, Oster. Let's get right, man. Big member in the building. All right, so look, check this out, man. So we got some stuff to talk about, man. You know, of course, you know, usually on Sundays, you know, we don't always pop up on Sundays, but when I do, I like to do a little weekend review. But considering that this weekend, as far as the fights go, there wasn't any high-profile fights, and the biggest fight this weekend was Harlem Eubank and Jack Catterall, and that fight was garbage.
Know your fucking place, trash.
You know, shout out to both of them. You know, shout out to them. I'm glad that they came out healthy, but that fight was not entertaining at all. In fact, it was stopped a little bit early due to a cut, you know, and neither one of them was really too excited about engaging. Of course, we know it's Jack Catterall style not to engage, but it was still, you know, it still wasn't entertaining. You know, it wasn't anything to look up to and be intrigued by. But however, shout out to Sky Nicholson. She bounced back from her loss to Tierra Brown, where she got her title snatched from her, you know what I'm saying? But she did bounce back against Carla Gonzalez, and she got a W, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. She's back on the winning track, you know, so one time for the ladies. However, I will say this, though, man. She did move down. She moved from 126, where she normally campaigns. She moved down to super bantamweight 122. So she was out there looking like a weight bully. I'm talking about she was looking strong. I'm talking about real strong. You know, she was even fighting different. You know, you usually see Sky Nicholson, her game is a little bit more finesse, a little bit more evasive, a little more hit and don't get hit. Oh, she was the big bad wolf in that thing. You know, she was hunting down Carla Gonzalez. And I'm not saying it's a weight bully. If you can make the weight, you can make the weight. But a lot of people would consider it weight bullying if it was other fighters. So, I mean, you could look at it like that. I don't think it's really appropriate, man. You can make the weight. Hey, if your body can handle the weight and she look good doing it, then I think that's where you could be at. So it's not her fault that she's able to go down and go up as she pleases. You know, another lady that said she was going to move down and potentially contend for some belts is Gabriela Fedora. You know, she was thinking about going down a weight class, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If your body can handle it and you can make the weight, you can make the weight. It's not their fault that they're able to, you know, fluctuate weight classes like that. You know, I think that's good. Show your dominance in different weight divisions. Now with Sky Nicholson, I don't know if she's going to campaign there at 122 or she's going to go back to 126. You know, before she was calling out Amanda Serrano, who will be involved in a trilogy with Katie Taylor. We'll see if she's going to still pursue that, you know, which I don't blame her if she doesn't anymore, or she's going to try to get back into contention and maybe go after Tierra Brown for a rematch, or stay at 122 and dominate. Because like I said, she looked good and she looked strong at 122, so she could make that weight. Why not stay down there? But we'll see. I don't think she'll stay down there though, but we shall see, man. We shall see. And so what was another fight? Oh, also too, man, shout out to Wilkinson, man. I believe that's what his name is. I don't really know. I'm not too familiar with Wilkinson, but he fought William Crawler. And no disrespect to William Crawler, but I've told y'all when I saw him that he was just a hype job that they were trying to force feed us. And I'm not gonna lie, I was glad that Wilkinson dropped a bomb on gosh dang Crawler, man. Dropped him like twice before the fight was eventually stopped. And I'm gonna be honest, man, I like that because I'm not saying that you can't get notoriety off your name. That's dope. That's appropriate. You know, you should get a head up. You should get a leg up, you know, because that's in your lineage, you know, but at the same time, you also have to prove yourself. We shouldn't be force fed anybody and put anybody on a pedestal when they've had limited competition. And this guy that he was fighting was not supposed to beat him, but he ended up doing it anyway. So I feel like, you know, we weeded out some of the guys that shouldn't be there, shouldn't have the backing that they have, or not should say they should have the backing, but the popularity that they have, you know, because I thought he was a hype job, but he proved me right. So I was kind of glad to see that man get weeded out. Not saying he can't bounce back, but I'm tired of seeing these hype jobs, you know. And then who else? We had Leo Atang make his debut. That was nice to see him. You know, he's nice little heavyweight prospect. They anticipate him. I could see them trying to move him like AJ, be the replacement for AJ for Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, you know, as a younger version. He definitely has the physique to do it. You know, he looks the part. So, you know, he looked good at his debut, man. He looked good at his debut. And then also, too, he's only 18 years old, too. So shout out to him. And then, not to mention in that on the card as well, we had Joe Cordina as a co-main event. I think I'm missing somebody else, too. I'm trying to think. Might be missed. There was another good fight on there, too. But anyway, we had Joe Cordina come back. Make his return, you know. This is his first fight since losing to Anthony Kakasi. He got knocked out by Anthony Kakasi, right? And this is his first fight. You know, I believe it was his debut at 135 as well. So, he got a W against Jarrett Gonzalez, man. He had to work for it, though. Shout out to Jarrett Gonzalez. He definitely gave him a good fight. But Joe Cordina was just, you know, former champion. You know, he stepped back at form and he got that W. So shout out to Joe Cordina. I feel like I'm missing somebody. But anyway, that was just a rundown of this weekend's fights. Nothing too spectacular, nothing too big. But this upcoming weekend is big, and I'm looking forward to it, man. My guy Oscar Perez said healthy. That cut was nasty. Yeah, that cut was nasty. I ain't gonna lie, that cut was nasty. I don't know who said healthy, but yeah, that cut was nasty. But at the same time, you know, oh, I said that I'm glad that they're both healthy. Oh yeah, they both are healthy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, you're gonna get cut, you're gonna get binked up, you're gonna get nicked up. That's part of it. I'm talking about, like, as long as nobody, you know, sustained a life-threatening injury or a chronic injury, you know what I'm saying? That's a cut. That'll heal. You know, you'll be all right. You know, that's part of it, man. You know, but you know, as far as overall, he's healthy. You know, but I do want to talk about this though, man. You know, Jack Catterall. We're gonna get back to that, but I wanted to talk about how Floyd Schofield. Remember we were talking about Floyd Schofield, chat? Remember it was the last show, not the last show where we did commentary, because that was the last show. But I'm talking about the last NTB show, NahmTalmBout show. You know, episode 440, whatever we're on, right? On Friday, we had a show where we were talking about Floyd Kid Schofield and how Abdullah Mason came out with a sparring tape. Not Abdullah Mason himself, but Team Mason. It's probably Jay Prince or somebody on his team. You know, they want to capitalize off the momentum that Floyd Kid Schofield has had when he demolished, destroyed, obliterated Tevin Farmer in one round, dropped bombs on him, right? You know, so Abdullah Mason, right on schedule. You know, he has a fight announced for the vacant WBO title at 135 that Keyshawn Davis recently vacated, right? Gave up, right? Due to missing weight. You know, he's going to be contending for that against Sam Noakes, who's the #1 ranked contender in WBO. Abdullah Mason's ranked #2, right? So, you know, we were talking about this sparring tape that was released conveniently, you know, to hype up this fight. And Abdullah Mason's upcoming fight at the expense of Floyd Kid Schofield. And a lot of people were telling me that, oh yeah, man, this is Kid Austin's, that they only fought one time. You know, that was they only sparred once, and it was for one round. And we even put up tape. You know, it's not their fault. I'm not blaming them. But we even pulled up tape where Abdullah Mason says, yes, we only sparred one round. But that's why sometimes you got to look through things, you know, because I was saying that, man, hey, I can't prove it, but I don't think that this was the only time that they sparred, right? That who spars one round? And there's no disrespect to anybody, but to me, that kind of shows me that people don't necessarily have any experience in athletics, like especially in sparring. Like I've sparred, you know, just as an amateur boxer and stuff like that, and I even sparred a professional champion, light heavyweight champion, Tavares Cloud. He might not remember, but you know, I did more than one round, and we were just going light. You see what I'm saying? Why would you only do one? It just doesn't make sense. Who the heck would spar for one round? You see what I'm saying? Now, unless something unfortunate happens or something sudden that wasn't anticipated, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it would be an anomaly for somebody to spar one round. So basically what I'm saying is, like, maybe there was an emergency to cancel the sparring. Like maybe somebody got hurt, you know, suffered an injury, then you only have one round, you know what I'm saying? You cancel it, whatever. Or maybe there was an altercation between the managers or the entourages or the people there, then you only have this, or something was shut down or something. But traditionally, when you go and spar somebody, you don't just spar them for one time. And if you do it one time, you're not going to do it for one round. So then I just want to show you. So I was saying that, and people were refuting me. They're like, no, Doc, you only sparred one time, only one round. I said, bro, that sounds a little fishy. But, you know, Abdullah Mason did say that, but I think there was some context that need to be applied to it. And here is the context that I was talking about. And this is, I want to show y'all, this is Floyd Schofield talking about the sparring session. Now, it's up to you. If you want to believe Kid Austin or you want to believe Abdullah Mason, hey, I have no problem, because it's he say, she say. Abdullah Mason said one round when he was talking to Najee and Cigar Talk. Floyd Schofield's going to say something else. But to me, I think that the way that Abdullah Mason probably understood the question was that, hey, how many rounds did you spar that day? Maybe they only sparred in that session or that day one round, which makes sense. You know, that's believable. But you tell me that you only sparred somebody that you traveled to spar one time doesn't make any sense. For one round does not make any sense. You know what I'm saying? That just seems suspicious. So let's check out. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this. We just want to see what Floyd Kid Austin Schofield says. So let's check it out right here, man. I don't think I'll get copyrighted, but this is Floyd Schofield on what's it interviewing with
I'm like, y'all gonna post the whole sparring or what? You know, because if you see, I'm telling you, Mill, you see the whole sparring, it'll be.
So let's go back.
I know it's his team trying to, you know, keep him in the loop, but I'm like, I even sent him a message. I'm like, y'all gonna post the whole sparring or what? You know,
you're gonna post the whole sparring or what? Meaning that there was more rounds. So what we saw was not the whole thing. Let me go back a little bit, see if I could catch where he's
something like
talking
that
about it.
And I'm like, usually when a fighter want to post the sparring or make a point, they'll post the whole sparring. We did 4 rounds. So
did you hear what he just said? He said we did 4 rounds. We only saw 1 round. He said we did 4 rounds. Run it back.
We did 4 rounds.
We did 4 rounds that day. Let's keep it going.
So I'm like, I didn't pay no mind to it because I'm like, where the other rounds at? You know, when Devin post sparring or like when Tank leaked sparring or Shakur leaked the whole sparring. If you did your thing, in sparring. I'll post 1 round. And like I said, I ain't gonna crap on Abdullah because I know Abdullah probably had nothing to do with it.
Shout out to Floyd Kid Austin Schofield. That's why I always said I like Kid Austin. Who cares about the pappy? I don't like the pappy. But Kid Austin, man, I think he's a good, humble, articulate young brother, man. You know what I'm saying? So I like the way he talks and I love how he represents himself. His father, not so much. But he said that I don't even think it was Abdullah Mason himself. He admitted that, you know what I'm saying? So he's not trying to cause any trouble. He's just coming out here to set the record straight. Now, whether you want to believe who did better, it has nothing to do with it. But I just want to show you the fact that when I said that there's no way that he only sparred 1 round with somebody unless there was some type of extra special circumstances that led to the session getting cut short, it just doesn't make any sense to spar anybody 1 round. And you're both around the same level as far as being contenders or up and coming fighters or whatever it is. That just doesn't make sense. You want to get work that you can work off of. You can't really gain much, win or lose, off of 1 round of sparring. Let's keep it going.
He's another young, humble fighter, and I really like that. But I know it's his team trying to, you know, keep him in the loop. But I'm like, I even sent him a message. I'm like, y'all gonna post the whole sparring or what? You know, because if you see, I'm telling you, Mill, you see the whole sparring, it'll be a different story.
See, now he's saying there'll be a different story. Like I said, that's not the point that I'm making. I don't care who won or lost sparring because it's practice. But even if you play basketball, any organized sport, it doesn't even have to be a team sport. But if you're doing tennis, you're not gonna do 1 set with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do 1 serve with somebody. You're trying to do things to build repetition, to gain information, to see how this person reacts in this situation, or how you can adapt, or how you can even build off of your shortcomings or build off of your advantages or what you did well. You cannot gain much off of 1 round with anybody, bro. You see what I'm saying? Whether you're losing or winning. So even if you're running drills in basketball, who the heck does an inbound play 1 time? Who does a 2-minute drill 1 time? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people who I'm not saying that you have to have experience with athletics, but gosh dang, apply some common sense. It just did not make sense for somebody to do 1 round of sparring. And that's it. Like I said, unless something crazy happened with like Teofimo and Keyshawn, where their fathers and their teams started clashing, boom, it's over because now we getting altercations. Or boom, somebody got injured, you know, like Dubois of Hergovich, you know, allegedly Dubois had to go to the hospital. Boom, we cut the session short. But even then, we might still double back and get some work in. But let's keep it going, man.
It'll be a different story. But like I said, I don't really like to talk. I'm not a talker, and I don't like to talk about things. Just hopefully they see this and they release the whole sparring. And then I would like them to show the sparring I did with his brother after I got out with Abdullah. So, yeah.
Because they're stating that they only did 1 round with you.
And that'd be the craziest stuff I heard. Yo, I'm going to tell you this how it went.
He said that's the craziest stuff I heard. They only did 1 round with you.
First, I went in with Devin Haney's. I don't know if you know him. Devin Haney's tall fighter, like Shamar Canal or something like that.
I think I know.
So basically he's saying that he fought multiple people in that 1 session. So they basically did like a round robin. I've done things like this where I would sit and I'll do 15 rounds. I'll do 3 rounds with this person, 3 rounds with the next person, 3 rounds with the next person, 3 rounds with the next person, 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So with 5 different people, do 3 different rounds. You see what I'm saying? That's usually how things go, you know, and that's what he's saying he did. He's saying Abdullah Mason was not the first person that he sparred that day. It was like a round robin setting, but let him tell you.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the tall black kid from New York that be with Devin. So I sparred with him first. Then I sparred with Abdullah. And then I sparred with Abdullah's brother. Mind you, at that time, I'm only a 4-round fighter. I was like 18. He was like 17. So I'm a 4-round fighter, you know. I'll just turn pro. But I kid you not, bro. I just want them to post it. Post the whole sparring. Mill, I want you to think about it. Jay Prince, he posted that to like try to prove a point, right? Come on now. You mean to tell me you only gonna post 1 round? Come on. And the round wasn't even that crazy. He was getting cracked in the round. You know, they just had to.
Okay, now you capping. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good round for Abdullah. I ain't gonna. The round they posted was good. I ain't gonna lie. No, but like I said, I called it when we watched it, right? When we reviewed the round of sparring that they posted, I did say, yeah, man, they're clearly not recognizing when Kid Austin touched him, but it was few and far between. Now Abdullah Mason definitely got the better of him in the round that they posted, but it was clear that it was editing in favor of Abdullah Mason. Let's keep it going.
The little sound effects when he would land, but he was getting cracked in his face. So I mean, like, you tell me you ain't gonna post the whole sparring, but that's them. Just hopefully we can make that fight happen.
So basically, I mean, you get the point, man. Basically, I was just saying that it's funny that none of the people, there was 3 people in particular. Tay was one of them. We ain't gonna call on no other names, but there was a couple people in here saying, Doc, they only sparred 1 time. So now it's up to you. If you want to believe Abdullah Mason, if you want to believe Floyd Schofield, it's cool. You know, I don't know. You know, I'm not mad at anybody for believing Abdullah Mason saying that he only sparred 1 time, but I do think that that was a misrepresentation of himself. I just think he answered the question or understood the question differently and he responded how he thought he meant it. You know, I don't think he was lying or anything, but I definitely think that was wrong because to do 1 round of sparring, it doesn't make sense, bro. It literally doesn't make sense unless somebody was injured, unless there was an altercation, unless the gym shut down, or some type of catastrophic event. To spar somebody 1 time in 1 session is you know, spar somebody 1 time and only do 1 round. That has to be an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen much. Shout out to my guy, Nicholas Matt, man. Yes, sir. Big member. Shout out to my guy, Nicholas Matt, man. I appreciate you renewing your membership. You know, I'm talking about committing to another 30 days. My guy said he's here for another month. Appreciate you, bruh.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
Shout out to my guy, Nicholas Matt. He said, Christ is king. Amen, my brother. Amen. Yes, sir. Christ is most definitely king, brother. Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you for the renewal of the membership as well, man. We got Tufo in the building. Big member Tufo. And also shout out to my guy Tufo, man. Always renewing that membership. I appreciate that, bro. You got it on auto renewal. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to you, man. So yeah, so that's all I want to say with that Schofield stuff, man. I just think that it's just I think it's obvious that anybody who spars, you know, you're not gonna spar 1 time because nothing that you could gather. Like, you gotta remember that sparring is not competition outside of the lights. It's practice. That's what sparring is, practice, bro. It's no different than me and Tufo and Nicholas Mapp and Oscar being on the same basketball team. Shout out to 913 on the same basketball team and us running some games against each other or running drills. We're not going to do it 1 time. And if I played Tufo 1 time and one-on-one like, do you think anybody in the basketball team, you think that they only played one-on-one 1 time? Do you think D Wade and LeBron played one-on-one 1 time? It's just counterintuitive, bro. It just doesn't make any sense if you sit there and think about it, you know. And but yeah, anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure the truth will reveal itself, like I said before, and it seems like it did it a little faster, man. But moving on, speaking of the truth revealing itself, and Turkey Al Sheikh, man. Turkey Al Sheikh is on some crazy stuff, man. This is what Turkey Al Sheikh has said, man. I want to show y'all what Turkey Al Sheikh has posted, man. He's back to his nonsense. Turkey Al Sheikh, man. I literally just spoke about this, chat. I literally just spoke about this. Shout out to 2 Cents in the building. I literally just spoke about this, right? Turkey Al Sheikh says, we have a surprise for Shakur Stevenson. On Saturday. Yo, this man's funny, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He said we have a surprise for Shakur Stevenson on Saturday. A ring that shrinks as a fight goes on with a demon face, bro. He said Shakur says he is ready to deliver a beatdown of Williams Zepeda, and I know the Mexican is prepared for the challenge of the biggest fight of his life, bro. I just think this is funny. I ain't gonna lie. First of all, let's talk about it. First of all, let's talk about it, man. So let's keep it real for a second, man. This man, Turkey Al Sheikh, is back to his nonsense about the Tom and Jerry fights, right? And like I said, I think that this is a joke, right? I think it's funny. You know, the man Turkey Al Sheikh is putting the demon sign and everything. with the demon face, and he's saying, hey man, we have a surprise for Shakur Stevenson on this fight with Zepeda on Saturday, a ring that shrinks as the fight goes on. And I'm gonna be honest, that's a dope idea. I ain't gonna lie. Obviously he's not gonna do that, he's not gonna bring that into fruition, but that sounds like a dope idea. Let's say like we have a shrinking ring for like a bonus round or something. I think that's fire. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But however, this is my issue though. For people, I don't have an issue with Big Turk. You know, I rock with Turk, but some people like my dog 2 Cents, they don't like Big Turk because they feel like he is he's sabotaging the game. And when you do things like this and you say things like this, it is indicative, it's a testament to what they're saying, right? You know what I'm saying? I might slightly disagree, but I've always said this. I don't have a problem with Turki Al-Sheikh employing people that he wants to employ. You know, if you want to pay fighters, pay them, and you want to have certain fighters that you want to pay, cool. Who am I to tell you or try to even dictate how you spend your money? You know what I'm saying? Just like with a boxing fan, if you don't like Shakur, how he fights, or you don't like how Dimitri Bivol or Devin Haney fights, or whoever else you want to call the runner, William Skull, and that's cool. You don't have to like it. I mean, hell, I don't like flute music. You see what I'm saying? You know, some people like hip hop music, some people like country music, but I'll tell you what I don't do. I do not buy a flute album and expect that flute artist to rap like Busta Rhymes. That'd be stupid. So if you know that Shakur Stevenson runs, why would you pay your hard-earned dollar to watch Shakur Stevenson run just so you could complain about it? That's stupid, right? It's not like Shakur Stevenson is a new boxer. You know how he fights by now. So if you do not appreciate his style, cool. You don't have to. Do not buy the fight. It's a simple, it's a very simplistic solution, but you don't want a solution. You want to complain like a little bitch. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. And same with Turki Al-Sheikh. When Turki Al-Sheikh says, I do not like runners, I do not like Tom and Jerry style, cool. But what you don't do is employ a Shakur Stevenson, a Devin Haney. You don't put them on your card and then try to dictate how they fight. That's sabotage. That's manipulation. You see what I'm saying? That's showing favoritism, and that's being partial, and that is a problem when you are in an authoritative position. You see what I'm saying? Because then it seems like, oh, okay, you could favor this fighter, you could set the rules in favor of this fighter just because you like them or you don't like their style. If you do not like Shakur, that's cool. Be vocal about it, yell about it, stand on the top of Empire State Building and say, hey, I don't like Shakur style, I don't like Devin Haney style, I don't like Bivol style. But what you don't do is put them on your card and then retroactively try to manipulate the rules to favor a certain fighter style that you do like. That's wrong. That's weak. You see what I'm saying? That's bad for business. So that's the problem that I have. I don't mind him saying this just for GP, you know, but when you say, oh, I have a surprise for Shakur Stevenson, well, Shakur Stevenson's already fighting on Saturday. Like I said, first of all, I think he's speaking facetiously. I don't think he's being serious. I think he's just joking, you know what I'm saying? So I take it as a joke. But if you don't take it as a joke, and what if you know, it's cool, you know, I can't really knock you, because what if he does try to change the confines of the sport to favor a certain fighter because he likes or dislikes their style, or because he likes their style and he dislikes the other person's style? That's when it's wrong. You see what I'm saying? It's like Tim Duncan. I tell people all the time, Tim Duncan's not the most entertaining power forward, but he's the big fundamental. You cannot deny that he's probably one of the best power forwards to ever play the game. Not probably, he is one of the best power forwards to ever play the game. But is he entertaining? No, he's not entertaining like Blake Griffin. But he's successful. He's a champion. He's an MVP. You can't take away his awards and accolades and his success and his victories because you don't like him. You see what I'm saying? So when we try to say, oh, this fighter's not good because we don't like their style, that's where I have an issue, because their priority is to be victorious. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they're entertaining while they're being victorious, but it's not an obligation, you know. And if you do want it to be an obligation, then watch the fighters that appease the things that you like to see. You know what I'm saying? That appeases your liking. You know, that's the only thing I have with Turk. So I think that this statement, even though it's a joke, I think it's lighthearted. I take it lightheartedly. I think it's out of bounds. I'm not gonna lie. I do think it's out of bounds, because once again, he's playing into the notion and he's playing into the casual. I'm not gonna say casual. It's just ignorant. It's not even casual. It's the ignorant boxing fan. He's playing into the ignorant boxing fan and making it seem like certain fighting styles should be excommunicated from the sport, and that's wrong. Shakur Stevenson, whether you like him or not, he's a very successful boxer. He's undefeated and a multi-division champion. Same with whether you like Gervonta Tank Davis or not, or whether you like Dimitri Bivol or Artur Beterbiev. You cannot take away people's success just because you like or dislike them, whether stylistically, whether you like the way they brush their hair, the girl that they dating, the boy that they dating, or whatever it is, or the car they drive, whatever it is you like or dislike about them. We should be able to distinguish between a good fighter and a bad fighter, and a good fighter that we don't like, and a bad fighter that we like. You know what I'm saying? Just because you like them don't make them good, and just because you dislike them don't make them bad, is what I'm saying. So I think it's crazy, man. But yeah, I just think this is a bad look by Turkey. Even though I think it's funny, I don't take it seriously. But that's a bad look by Turkey, in my personal opinion, man. But you know what's so crazy about that, though? I want to go to another slightly different topic, man. Turkey. You know, we saw that fight with Jack Catterall, and I'm gonna get to the comments. Give me a second. We saw the fight with Jack Catterall, right? And this is and Turkey did not like it. He said this is not even Tom and Jerry. He said this is Jerry and Jerry. He said this ain't even a mouse and a cat. He said two mice. You know what I'm saying? He said this is a reference to the Catterall and Eubank fight, right? He said this is not Tom and Jerry. This is Jerry and Jerry. This isn't boxing. I'm watching. So he's saying this is not even boxing that I'm watching. And I don't mind you saying stuff like this. You know, I actually appreciate this because he's at least keeping it consistent. You know, I appreciate consistency. I don't care. We don't have to agree, but please be logical and please be consistent. So Jack Catterall, excuse me, my bad. Jack Catterall responds to this and he says, I'll study more Haney and Shakur going forward. What? No one's talking about Haney and Shakur. We're talking about Catterall and Eubank. So once again, and this is what I'm talking about. So when Turkey says stuff about shrinking the ring and stuff, it's playing into the smear campaign of certain fighters. He could have said William Skull. You could have said Lomachenko. You could have said Bivol, but you said Haney and Shakur. Two guys that are undefeated and champions, something that you're not. You're not undefeated nor you're a champion. It might behoove you to actually fight like Haney and Shakur, you bum. You know what I'm talking about? Then maybe people will run and watch you fight. You see what I'm saying? So it's funny that he said he's seeing two mice and your nickname is El Gato, which translates in English to the cat. And you look like a mice. You look like a mouse. But you want to bring up Haney and Shakur. You study Haney and Shakur. You might need to study Haney and Shakur for real while you try to be funny, because that fight was garbage, and you're not as good as neither one of them brothers. So that's number one. Then number two, he said, listen, to be a boxer, you have to accept any criticism. I won last night, but not how I wanted to win. And shout out to him for this, because I like Jack Catterall, but I'm going to call it for what it is. He said, so I'll let the cut heal, and I'll be back in the gym and keep improving. But make no mistake, I will fight absolutely anyone. Cool, you'll fight anyone. And then he goes on to say, I'll fight Stanionis. Oh, Stanionis? You'll fight Stanionis? Oh, Stanionis, who just come off an L to Jerome Butsinis. You suddenly want to fight Stanionis? Okay, Matias, who's not a champion anymore, who was a champion at 140, the same division that you came from. All of a sudden now your name is Subaru Matias, but you didn't name him when he was an IBF champion, though. Okay, when he was the boogeyman. And then you want to fight Ryan Garcia. Oh, the same Ryan Garcia that looked terrible once he was off the PEDs and he just lost to Rolly Romero. So these are the any ones that you'll fight? The only person that holds any weight is Shakram Giyashov, and that's because he's a highly ranked opponent. But even he's a highly ranked contender. But he doesn't have anybody notable on his resume. And by the way, I would go with Shakram Giyashov. So basically, he's saying he'll fight anyone, but then he names a bunch of guys that lost, and one guy who's unheard of. Bro, Jack Catterall, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro, you disappointed me, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He said I'll fight anyone and named Montes Stanionis, Subaru Matias, Ryan Garcia, and Shakram Giyashov. He didn't name Brian Norman Jr. He ain't even named Mario Barrios. And you want to say, oh, it's because they have a fight coming up. He just had a fight. So Mario Barrios fights next week. So if he really wanted to fight, that he could name them, because they'll be around the same time period that'll go by to where they could have a camp around the same time. They're fighting a week apart. So he could call out Barrios. You see what I'm saying? He could call out Brian Norman. He ain't call out. Boots just moved up. You know, everybody calling out everybody for welterweight now that Boots moved up. You know, I just think it's funny, man. But anyway, he ain't call out. He called out Matias. He ain't call out Alberto Puello. He called out Matias. He ain't called anything. Who else? He ain't call out Gary Antoine Russell. He called out Subaru Matias. He ain't call out the guy that beat Ryan Garcia. He called out Ryan Garcia. He ain't called out Rolly, the guy who beat Ryan Garcia. He ain't even, come on, bro. He ain't even call out Arnold Barbosa to try to get it back. He ain't call out Teofimo Lopez. He called out Ryan Garcia. What are we doing? And then has the audacity to say, I'll fight anyone. That's your list of anyone? What are we doing, bro? Like, come on, bro. We got to stop it. But anyway, if you read these comments, there's a lot of solidarity in these comments, man. And shout out to, that's why I think UK boxing fans are the best, because they stand with their fighter. You have Tony Bellew coming out defending him. That bloke. You have this guy, James, whatever, defending him. You got, well, this guy's not defending him. Shout out to him. But this guy, Alistair is defending him. Let's see who else. Wait, hold on. My bad. Let me go to this. Let me go to this. So you got D-Mac. What about Shot? Oh no, he didn't. He said just a horrible clash of styles. You have Jay Riley defending him. You got Styles Make Fights. You have Steve Spivak defending him. Well done, Jack. You have Edward defending him. So look, this is what I want to point out, man. And this is why I say American fan base of boxing is trash. You see the solidarity there? You see how like all the, I'm assuming they're British fans. I don't know, but this is something that I would say. You know, I would be like, okay, man, styles make fights. You heard me say this before. I said that people are mad about the Times Square fights or whatever, the Times Square event. You know, they said that the fights were bad. I said no. Turki Al-Sheikh has to take some accountability as far as poor matchmaking. I've literally said this. You see what I'm saying? So I literally say these things when it comes to when we talk about Devin Haney and Ramirez, or we're talking about William Skull and Canelo, or we're talking about Rolly and Ryan, or we're talking about Teofimo and Barbosa. Like, matchmaking is something, you know, you don't just take, you can, I mean, you can, it's not that you can't, but you can, but you shouldn't just take two guys that are popular and put them together and be mad if the fight is not good. It's a style clash, man. That's why they say styles make fights. That's a cliche of boxing. So I think that's where Turki Al-Sheikh messed up, is that he just thought because, oh, these guys are popular and they're known, that's gonna translate to a great matchup. No, it doesn't always do that, you know. So I do blame Turki Al-Sheikh for thinking that that matchmaking doesn't matter, you know. So but however, this wasn't a Turki Al-Sheikh joint. Harlem Eubank and Jack Catterall, if I'm not mistaken, was that a Turkey joint? I don't think so, right? So with that being said, Jack Catterall has a history of being pretty boring, you know. But my point is that when people said this about Devin Haney and Ramirez, where were the American fan base coming out and defending Devin Haney, their guy? Where was the people coming out and defending Shakur Stevenson, their guy, against De Los Santos? Where was we don't do it, bro. That's why our fan, like that's why I think American boxing is, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, you know me. You know, I got Canelo beating Bud. Bud's an American, Canelo's a Mexican. I don't really care about that stuff. So that's me personally, but I'm talking about as a whole. You know, we don't really back our fighters like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, you didn't see everybody come out and support the quote unquote runner or the quote unquote bad performance. You didn't see, like they're coming out in unison to defend Jack Catterall. We don't do that. I'm not saying that we should. Well, I am saying we should. You know, I am advocating that we should, because I think that sometimes it's more about, I've always say this, man, it's not about the action, it's about who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to search your soul and search your heart of hearts and tell me what's the difference. Why do you think people are coming out and defending Jack Catterall when he put on a shitty performance, and they're not defending Devin Haney or Shakur? What's the obvious thing, man? And it's even deeper than nationality. You know, it's nationality for sure. It's the fact that they're American, but it's more specifically is that they are of a darker complexion version of American. You know what I'm saying? They are a black American. You know what I'm saying? An African American, however you want to put it, however you want to qualify it. That's what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when Turki says things like this, it is an indictment on certain fighters, not just stylistically, but also nationality speaking, because a lot of times people associate the Tom and Jerry style of boxing with American boxing, and that's so wrong, because Tank Davis is a knockout artist. He's American, but people pick and choose what they want to see. Jerron Boots Ennis isn't a runner. He's American. David Benavidez is American. He's not a runner. You see what I'm saying? But we tend to highlight certain performances when it comes to certain fighters. Like Dimitri Bivol doesn't fight the same way when he needs to. Doesn't he run? Why do you think Artur Beterbiev had to make sure he had 3 knees when he went to go fight Bivol? You know what I'm saying? Why do you think the first fight was postponed? He wanted to make sure that he had that bionic knee, that he had the new knee, the old knee, all the knees. Come on, man. Let me hit this. Let me hit the chat, man. I appreciate y'all hearing my rant, man. I just had to rant real quick. We got 2 Cents in the building. One time for the ladies. Shout out to 2 Cents, big member in the building. He said, TM said Turki petty as hell. Facts. He big petty. I think it's funny, like I said, but I say that we got to call it for what it is. We got my brother Patrick in the building, man. Pat Bandero in the building, man. Shout out to my brother, man. Big member in the building. Nicholas Mapp dropping some graffiti on the chat walls with that bread, that cheese, that butter. Shout out to my guy Nicholas Matt, man, with the super chat, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Big $5. He said Mason versus Kid Austin is a competitive fight. I agree. I lean towards Mason, by the way. I think they're both slightly chinny and have a good power. A slight advantage to Abdullah, in my opinion. I agree with you. I got Abdullah if they were to fight right now at this moment. But like you said, they both could be touched up. We see Renee Tellez-Garon touch up Kid Austin. We've seen Johan Vasquez or Gonzalez. No. Johan Gonzalez is a middleweight. Johan Vasquez touch up Abdullah Mason. However, you know, I think that was a good win. You know, I think that was the fact that he bounced back and still won the fight. Same with Kid Austin. Kid Austin's performance in that fight did not look good, but at least he still survived the knockdown and got the victory. You know, that's something to talk about because these are young guys. Abdullah Mason's 21, Kid Austin's 22. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when people survive knockdowns, they show the fighting spirit and the warrior in them and the nuts about them, if you will, to get back up and still continue the fight, whether it's a losing effort or a winning effort. We need to applaud that, you know, because we do that for other fighters. You know, Nye Inoue got dropped by Ramon Cardenas, so we applauded his mental and physical fortitude. We applauded his ability to keep his composure. At least I did when he got dropped by Luis Nery and Ramon Cardenas. This is a veteran fighter who's in his 30s, right? Nye Inoue, who's a phenomenal, undisputed, two-division undisputed, undefeated while doing it fighter, right? So if we could applaud him for getting knocked down and recovering and stopping his opponent, then we should be able to do the same for Abdullah Mason. So I do agree with you that they could both get caught, but Johan Vasquez, who caught Abdullah Mason, is a big puncher. That's what he's known for, you know. He's known as a big puncher. So I don't think it was too bad in his young career. I'm just glad that he overcame adversity and he won. He said it's about control. I mean, she said it's about control. It might be. Trevin Giles said, "Don't you dare disrespect Turkey." Hey, no disrespect, my brother. Shakur has only ran once. Only one time, Anubis. Only one time against Edwin De Los Santos. Nah, but like I'm saying, his style is predicated off of defense, and his defense is, the way that he executes his defense stylistically is to be evasive as far as manipulating the range, right? So he is going in and out, right? So if you want to call him a runner, even though it was only with De Los Santos, that's cool. But my issue is that even if you want to make that one performance against De Los Santos supplant everything else that he's done in his career, that's cool. But don't expect him to be somebody else. Like I said, if you don't like rap music and you like flute music, that's cool. But why would you buy a Ludacris album and expect him to play a flute? That's what that is doing. If you want Shakur, if you don't like Shakur, his style, don't watch him. You don't have to watch him. You see what I'm saying? But why would you watch him and expect him to fight like Artur Beterbiev? That's stupid. That's just not intelligent, bro. Why would you watch Steph Curry and expect him to play in the post like Giannis? That's stupid. Why would you watch Giannis and expect him to play behind the three-point arc like Steph Curry? Is that not dumb? Now, I'd understand if you never see Shakur fight before and his style is unbeknownst to you and you're unfamiliar with him and he wasn't a champion, he was a relatively unknown fighter, and then it caught you off guard and you're like, oh, I'm never watching him again. Cool, but he's a multi-division champion. If you don't know his style by now, it might be because you just don't know boxing like that. And you need to stop faking the funk. Because you capping right now. You know what I'm saying about? You're a pretender. You see what I'm saying? Stop watching them, bro. It's simple. And then when you stop watching them, then more people will stop watching them. And then that might force him to change his style and be more entertaining, or else he won't get compensated like he wants to. But that's not the case. He's already well established. And, you know, he's not the biggest boxing star. That'd be Cinnamon, the face of boxing. Second biggest and third biggest are probably Tank and AJ. So they're not up there in that stratosphere of stardom, but he's still a star. Anytime that you're worried about where a fighter is signing to, what promotional company they're signing to, that's indicative of you being a star. You know how many times fighters switch promotions and we don't even blink an eye or even know about it or hear about it? Richard Hitchens was one of them until he recently is coming into his own of stardom. But yeah, anytime you know about a fight, like, there's so many boxers, bro. So we got to start recognizing stars too. You know, sometimes we think that people aren't stars because they're not the biggest star. No, Paul George isn't as big of a star as LeBron James, but Paul George is still a star. You know what I'm saying? Austin Reeves is not as big of a star as Luka Doncic, but he's still a star. Luka Doncic is just a bigger star. LeBron's just an even bigger star. So Tank, Canelo, and AJ are the biggest stars, with Canelo being number one. But don't think that essentially any fighter that headlines a big bill on a Saturday, you're probably a star, bro. You see what I'm saying? You're just not to the magnitude of others. Once again, Shakur, do not run. Tell Turkey to show me the video of Shakur running. These promoters hate black champs, period. I mean, I think he runs a bit, but like I said, I don't think it's a problem. Like, I think that running is an exaggerated issue in boxing, man. I really do, man. I for every one fight that you tell me where there was somebody running, I could give you an examples of at least, no bullshit, I could give you at least, I feel very comfortable saying I could give you at least 10 examples of fights that were great. So it's not like I really don't think it's that much of an issue in my personal opinion. But to each his own, man. When you watch boxing and the entire genre of sport depends on you watching 3 fighters, I can understand why you're mad, because you're only watching Tank and Shakur and you're only interested in Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. So those 4 fighters, if it's not those 4 fighters, you don't even watch boxing. So that's why you're upset when Tank's not fighting, or Shakur's not fighting, or they're fighting this way, or Devin Haney's fighting this way, or Ryan Garcia is suspended. That's why you're upset, because you don't watch Beterbiev, you don't watch Bivol, you don't watch Jaime Munguia, you don't watch Caleb Plant, you don't watch Jamal Charlo, you don't watch Jack Catterall. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you should, because that fight was garbage. If you ain't watching, then shout out to you. You don't watch Clarissa Shields, Sky Nicholson. You don't watch all these, the multitude of fighters that they have, plethora of fighters that they have. You don't watch them. You don't watch Juto Nakatani. You don't watch Nai Inoue. You don't watch these other fighters. That's why you be so upset when there's one bad performance out of gosh dang 50 fights. You know what I'm saying? There be one bad performance out of 50 fights and people act like the world is ending. Come on, bro. He said, Shakur's promoter is Eddie. Facts. He said, they say matchmaking is cherry picking. That's true. They do say that too. Said you're right about that. They say matchmaking is cherry picking. You're right about it. Well, when certain people do it, not everybody. Yo, what's good, Jorge? Shout out to Jorge from Mexico, man. Long time that I don't tune in. Yeah, man, got to tune in more often, man. We here every day. You either, Doc, you a Canelo fan. That's crazy. He said me either, Doc. I'm a Canelo fan. You gosh dang right. You see Cinnamon with his GTD chain on. You gosh dang right I am. You know why? Because Canelo earned my fandom. Same with Gervonta Tate Davis. I told y'all this, bro. I don't really like hype trains. I thought Canelo and I thought Gervonta Tate Davis were hype trains. I thought that. I didn't really care, bro. You can ask any of my partners in real life, bro. When Canelo was fighting freaking I'm trying to think, when did I'll say after he beat No Doubt Trout is when I got convinced. I was going for Austin Trout when Canelo fought him. You know what I'm saying? When Tank was fighting Leo Santa Cruz, I was going for Leo Santa Cruz. It's just that I'm not a hater. So when I don't really care for a fighter, it's not like, oh, I'm boycotting them or I think they're trash. I'm just not convinced yet. And once you convince me of your greatness, I'm with you. You see what I'm saying? That's why I think Canelo's a complete fighter, because I watch him. I watch him do that. That's why I rock with Gervonta Tate Davis. Not because I don't like Shakur, or I don't like Devin, or I don't like Teofimo, or I don't like Teofimo. He's a racist piece of shit. And I don't like Ryan Garcia because of racism and stuff like that outside of the ring. But as far as me, I put money on Ryan Garcia to beat Devin Haney before I knew he was cheating and before I knew he was a racist, incompetent, ignorant, bigoted asshole. You know what I'm saying? I put money on him to win, right? And he won, but then he found out he was on PEDs. But yeah, I don't really prioritize emotions. I just like the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we all have our preferences, our innate biases, but none of my biases prevent me from being objective. I could tell you I like this person and tell you that, hey, I got this person winning. Like case in point, I like Deontay Wilder, but I put money on I said Zhale Zhang would beat Wilder, but I was rooting for Wilder, but I knew Zhale Zhang was gonna win. So I try not to conflate the two. I could root for somebody and also still give my objective opinion. Sometimes I'm wrong too, though. It is like that. It'd be like that. They said Devin put on a masterclass performance. We have more boxers with better talent, so we can complain. He said a long time. He said, I agree. American fighters get critiqued the hardest, but it's also American fans putting them down the hard. Come on now. Hey, everybody, please face forward in your pews. Pastor Oscar Perez is approaching the pulpit. He preaching right now. He said, I agree. American fighters get critiqued the hardest. Yeah. But it is also American fans putting them down the hardest. Yeah. Most of the critique for Devin and Shakur comes from Tank's fans themselves. Yeah. I agree. I agree. It comes from Shakur fans if you don't like Devin as well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's the thing. People feel like you can't, bro. The only time, in my personal opinion now, I could be wrong. But if AJ and Fury aren't fighting each other, bruh, the majority of England's going for them. It's not this case over here, bro. If Shakur, either you like Shakur and you hate Devin Haney and Tank, or you like Tank and you hate Devin Haney and Shakur, or Teofimo too, or you like Shakur and you hate or Tank or Devin Haney and you dislike it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's split like 3 ways. It's like, bro, I don't understand. I just can't relate. I don't relate to that ideology, man. I like them all. You know what I'm saying? I like some more because Tank, the way he fights, I like him. I like his style. If you notice the guys I like the most, Cinnamon, Tank, and Junto, they fight. They have similar styles as far as what they want to execute in the ring. Not similar, not stylistically that they do the same thing, but I'm saying that like they're very intelligent. They apply traps and they usually go for the knockout. They're not really evasive fighters like that. As far as evasive like Tom and Jerry, you wouldn't accuse them of being Tom and Jerry. So, but still, that doesn't mean that I can't appreciate that style from Shakur. It's masterful, you know. And shout out to Two Set. She even said that they called Devin Haney's fight masterful. I agree with that. I think it was masterful. Was it entertaining? No, you know. But sometimes it's not going to be the same thing simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? You could put on a good performance. This is what I always say. Devin Haney, that fight was garbage. I wouldn't want to watch it again. However, it's one thing to be garbage and struggle, or garbage and lose, and one thing to be garbage as far as entertainment goes and win. Devin Haney clearly won that fight. There's nobody, as much as everybody's complaining, you know, you don't hear nobody say, oh, Jose Carlos Ramirez won that fight. You know why? Because it wasn't close. And I did not like it. It was boring. But at the same time, the man prioritized winning. And not in addition to that, Jose Carlos Ramirez couldn't cut off the ring. So he implemented a game plan and executed, and he implemented the game plan in training in camp, I guess, and then executed the game plan in the ring to where it was masterful. Because he barely got touched. You know what's so funny? People talk about the low quantity of punches that were thrown. Look at CompuBox. Somebody slapped me if I'm lying. And I do not take kindly to slaps, but somebody slapped me if I'm lying. Devin Haney not only outlanded Jose Carlos Ramirez, he also outlanded Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. But you don't hear nothing about their low punch. You don't hear nothing about their low punch count, do you? I wonder why. If anybody thinks I'm lying, look up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it for you right now. Let's look it up right now. I got you. Don't even worry about it. You ain't gotta do the work. That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna do the work for you. Don't even worry about it. Let's do it real quick. It ain't gonna take nothing but 2 seconds. Let's look up the CompuBox. Let's look up the CompuBox for Haney and Ramirez, and then let's look up the CompuBox for Garcia versus Romero. And like I said, somebody slap me if I'm lying. Matter of fact, unfollow me if I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? Unfollow me right now. Let's pull it up. Here you go, right here. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. All right, check this out. They got stats for it, right? Can y'all see this? Can y'all see this right here where my mouse is at? 70. Let's make it larger for you visually impaired. I got you. Wait, what? It's not letting me enlarge it. Hold on. There you go. Come on now. What this says right here. Total punches land. Final punch stat. Total punches right here. Haney 70, Ramirez 40. Haney outlanded Ramirez by 30 punches. Okay, almost double his punches. Okay, cool. Let's go to this is Rolando Romero versus Ryan Garcia. Total punches landed 66 for Garcia, 57 for Romero. Damn, I'm good. Am I really good, or do I just pay attention? I'm observant, bro. Maybe it's my educational background. I don't know, because I got a PhD in engineering, so I do my research. I don't just talk about stuff just to talk about it. I actually go and look it up and see, and very meticulous and diligent about the stuff I like to talk about. That's why I'm so passionate and so convincing, and so it's hard to knock me off my pivot as far as, you know, I'm very sturdy in what I believe, because I'm not just going off of what I think. I'm going off of what I know a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm not wrong sometimes. Of course, everybody makes some mistakes, but I have a reasoning for believing the stuff that I say, because I actually look at stuff and try to and find out if what I'm saying can be justifiable. You know what I'm saying? So you don't hear about Garcia's low punch stat, or Romero's low punch stat, or Ramirez's low punch stat, but you hear about Haney's low punch stat. So the guy that was so boring and running so much, well, how the heck did he throw more punches than, how did he land more punches than the guys who aren't runners? So I think he was doing a little bit more than running, if you're being honest. So that means he might have been running, but he was punching and running. I'm not saying he wasn't running, but he was running like this. He was running with them hands out. You feel me? So even if Garcia and Romero weren't running, they weren't doing too much punching either. And we definitely see no punches from Ramirez. Okay. But you don't hear about that though. You don't hear about that though. You know, we just hear about the, oh yeah, he's so boring and all he's doing is running. He's not fighting. Well, you know, That's crazy that he actually punched more than gosh dang 2 other people on the card. They weren't in the ring with him. I'm just saying. Shout out to Teach was good because he is black chair for real. I'm not joking. It's real facts. And Take needs some milk. He said, I still think it's overlooked. Take switch to orthodox to get that upper. Come on now, talk to him twofold. They ain't even peep, bro. They ain't even peep. Paul George a name, but not a star anymore. Hey, chill out on Paul George, man. Chill out on PG, Pat. Come on, Pat. Chill out on PG, man. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. He said, Regis, this finna be his second time on the Golden Boy card. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. But yeah, man, I agree with what Oscar said. And there's nothing wrong with critiquing fighters. I think we should critique them evenly. But you saw, my point was that you saw how they came to Jack Catterall's defense. Oh, it's matchmaking. Oh, it's because of you, Bank. Oh, it wasn't Jack Catterall, man. That was a good fight, champ. You did your best. High five. You know what I'm saying? But we don't say that. We crucify the fighters even in a win. Jack Catterall was lucky he got out with a win. Now, don't get me wrong. I thought he won. You know, Harlem Eubank was disappointing, even more disappointing than Jack Catterall. You know, I thought he was going to fight with more effort, but he didn't. But I'm just saying, you know, my point is that in my personal opinion, man, I don't think it's necessary to villainize these fighters. And I'm not saying don't critique, but gosh dang, don't smear them, you know, because there's a lot of people that are doing it already. You feel me? My guy Reb in the building, man. Big Reb in the building, my brother. Big member. Appreciate you, brother. That's all I'm damn saying. Teaching the building was good. But yeah, man. And like I said, I'm not saying that the critiques aren't justified. I'm saying that there's a lot of other fighters that could be critiqued just as easily. You see what I'm saying? So make sure my point is, I'm driving my point home. You know, I'm not saying that we shouldn't critique. Hey, if you don't, hey, at the same time, it is, well, a lot of times it's sports, right? But it's sports and entertainment. I want to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? But when I watch, I love making basketball references because, you know, the cross references. I like basketball too. That's my 2 favorite sports is boxing and basketball. So that's why I make a lot of basketball comparisons. But, you know, it's like, I don't watch the Miami Heat and expect, that's a bad example. Let me reverse that. I don't watch the Spurs with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and expect to see the Miami Heat with D Wade and LeBron. At some point, it's my unfamiliarity with what I'm watching that's mostly the culprit. You know, people are going to be who they are. So maybe you should just kind of accept it. You know what I'm saying? And stop trying to control things that you can't control. Worry about what you can control. What you can control is not watching the fighters that you feel are boring. It's just that simple. And then there'll be it'll be a trickle down effect, right? So the bigger stars would be the guys that are more entertaining, and the smaller stars would be the guys that are less entertaining. Because if you really look at it, there's some entertaining guys. I mean, Lucas Body's last fight was entertaining. How many people are asking to see him again? So it has to be more than just being entertaining, right? So my point is that Devin Haney had to do something, right, for you to be wanting to watch him, even if it's to critique him, you know, whether you want to watch, like Floyd said it best, whether you're watching me to see me win or you're watching me to see me lose, bitch, you're watching. And that's all that matters. So at the end of the day, it's like, whether you like to admit it or not, man, maybe you are watching him because Devin Haney also has Lomachenko on his resume that he beat. George Kambosos twice that he beat. The youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era that he achieved, you know. Same with Shakur Stevenson, you know, he's multi-division champion. He has Oscar Valdez on his resume that he beat. Jamel Herring. Yeah, so, you know, there's guys in there that he beat. And then same with Gervonta Tate Davis. People say, oh, yeah, he cherry picked. No, well, I mean, you can't really cherry pick a guy who's a current champion in Mario Barrios. He's a current champion right now. How can you cherry pick a welterweight champion and you fight at 135? How you do that, Jose? How you do that, Jermaine? You see what I'm saying? How you do that? How you do that, Keisha? How you do that, Becky? How you cherry pick a champion? How you cherry pick a guy that's good enough to become a champion in not one division, but 2 weight divisions higher than where you campaign at? That's crazy. But he cherry picks. And then, oh, by the way, you also are good enough to beat a guy who's good enough to go up 1 division in Eastside Pippa Cruz and become a champion up 140. But you cherry pick. I mean, which one is it? But then you tell me that this other person is good because they lost to a guy that cherry picks. Isn't that funny? Ryan Garcia is good because he got stopped and he arguably quit against a guy that cherry picks. That's why Ryan Garcia is good, right? You know, that's why he rose to that's why people like to say that he's good, right? Because if you look at the people that he actually beat, by the way, you haters, not Devin Haney, because that's no contest because he cheated. That's what PEDs means. It's a banned substance, means you can't use that, you know. So that doesn't count. So he didn't beat Devin Haney. By the way, he didn't beat Gervonta Tate Davis. He got stopped. So, by the way, his best win would be who? I'll wait. Luke Campbell? That's crazy, right? Because he didn't beat Rolly Romero, just in case you forgot. He lost that one, too. So his best win is who? Oscar Duarte? Javier Fortuna? I mean, which one? But then you tell me that Tank's wins aren't good because he cherry picks and he beats a legend. Well, I ain't gonna say a legend, but Hall of Famer, maybe Hall of Famer. Leo Santa Cruz, Hall of Famer. I think so. Borderline Hall of Famer, Leo Santa Cruz. Great fighter. He was the first one to beat Jose Sniper Pedraza, undefeated fighter champion at the time. You feel me? He beat Rolly Romero, who went on and became a champion at 140. He beat Isaac. Oh, by the way, Rolly Romero is a champion at 147 right now. He's an interim champion because they tried to give Ryan Garcia a free belt, and he spoiled those plans. So really, Rolly Romero is another champion at 147 that Tank beat. You know, he beat Isaac Cruz, who's was a champion at 140, and he beat Mario Barros, who was a champion at 147. Just saying, seems pretty solid to me. You know, seems pretty solid to me. I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Tell me another fighter who has a guy that they beat that went on and became a champion. I mean, I'll wait. Roach was a cherry pick gone wrong. I don't know if you could cherry pick a champion, you know what I'm saying? Patrick, you from the UK, you might want to sit this one out, my brother, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my English brethren and sister, but gosh dang, from England looking rough. Because you got a champion in Nick Ball who just brought who up? Huh? At least when Tank brings him up, he's bringing up a guy who's been familiar with the 135-pound division before. You see what I'm saying? And he's a champion for the WBA. Nick Ball's bringing up who? TJ Doheny off of a stoppage loss, and now you're in the way? That's your partner now. Hold on now. That's your partner. I'm just saying, that's your countryman now. Come on now. And he's bringing up another guy from 122 in Sam Goodman. He was not a champion. I'm just saying, at least when Tank brings him up, he's bringing up a champion. When he brought up Hector Luis Garcia, he's a champion. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? So, I don't know now, Pat. You my guy, but I don't know. DN7 in the building. What's good, my brother? He said, wait. Leo Borderline Hall of Fame, Mr. 18-3, a true Hall of Fame. I say hey, Oscar, I'm with you. To me, Leo Santa, you know, that's one of my favorite fighters. To me, Leo Santa Cruz is a bona fide Hall of Famer. I'm just saying, I don't know if everybody would agree, so I like to give a little leeway, you know, give a little. For me, Leo Santa Cruz is definitely a Hall of Famer, in my personal opinion. Shout out to Kendrick in the building. My brother, big member in the building. He said you can cherry pick a champion. Don't we say Roy Jobe cherry pick that? No, I don't. You never heard me say that. You don't. Who's we? we? You must be French. Now I ain't French. You know what I'm talking about? I'm American. You know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't from Russia, so bitch, I ain't Russian. I take my time. So you need to take your time. You never heard me say Roy Joe. I say the complete contrary. I don't say that he cherry picked. I say that he fought John Ruiz because that stylistically was the person that he would have the best chance of winning. You can't cherry pick. You cannot cherry pick a champion moving up 2 weight divisions, man. Come on, man. Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. You ain't never heard me. Matter of fact, we had discussions on this channel about me saying that he didn't cherry pick John Ruiz. Some people, but you're right. People do say that. You're absolutely right, and I think they're mistaken. In general, I feel we okay. He ain't picked the best champion. I agree, but I don't think that's a cherry pick. I don't think. Why would you go with the hard? Okay, so it's like and you know this, Kendrick. I agree with you. We, as in speaking in generalities, not me individually. Okay, I'm cool with that because we in general, we always say. We say that Hamzah Sheeraz tried to cherry pick Carlos Adames. And what did I say? I said, no, you cannot cherry pick a champion. He might have went the easier of 2 routes, but just because you go the easier route doesn't mean that you're cherry picking. Those things are not synonymous. Why would you fight Janabek? So for example, I'm using Hamzah Sheeraz. You know, I don't even like Hamzah Sheeraz, but I defended his decision to go for Carlos Adames. That just makes sense. If I'm not saying, obviously I had Carlos Adames beating Hamzah Sheeraz going in, and I thought he beat him after, but it was a draw. But anyway, I had Carlos Adames. I didn't think Hamzah Sheeraz was good enough to beat Janabek or Carlos Adames. However, of course you're gonna go the route of the least resistance. So why would you go for Janabek if even if you think you could beat both of them? It doesn't matter. If you think Janabek is harder, and you and your team with Frank Warren, you determine that the easier route is Carlos Adames, then you go the Carlos Adames route because on both paths, at the end result would be a championship. So then you save the harder fight for last. That's just common sense. You go and you be a champion. You go towards Carlos Adames, right? If you're in the advantageous position to be a mandatory in both, right? And you have the ability to select, go for Carlos Adames. Hopefully you win. Obviously he didn't. Hopefully you win. Boom. And now you fight the harder guy, Janibek, and now it's a unification. Now you got even more money. I mean, it's business. You know what I'm saying? So basically what I'm saying with Roy Jones, why would I fight Lennox Lewis? Why would I fight Vladimir? I'm just naming heavyweights now. I'm not saying that these guys were necessarily champions or not. But why would I go for Lennox Lewis? Why would I go for Vladimir Klitschko? Why would I go for Vitaly Klitschko? Why would I go for, you know, any other dominant heavy? Samuel Peter, you know what I'm saying? The Nigerian Nightmare, the Badman. Why would I go for a harder guy when I got John Ruiz looking like fresh meat with that belt right there? I'm going for John Ruiz. You know, I don't think you can't cherry pick a guy, a champion, bro. I'm sorry. But like I said, I am guilty of, well, some people say I'm guilty of giving some fighters too much credit. I give all the champions their credit. You don't just stumble upon a title. No, I'm not talking about the ones where you elevated and emailed or something like that. But sometimes we know that weird things happen. I'm talking about like a legitimate title. You don't legitimately stumble on a title, in my personal opinion. Shout out to Vin. Vin says, Doc, I'm willing to be wrong on this, but hear me out. Barrios was a cherry pick for Tank. That has just aged really well. Hey, okay, I'll take that, Vin. I'll take that, Vin. I disagree, but I'll take that. He was a cherry pick. Barrios was a cherry pick for Tank. It just aged very well. I disagree emphatically, but I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do luck up. Sometimes you luck up, because I'm not here going to tell you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Mario Barrios is the best champion at 147. I don't think so. However, what I will say is this, though, Vin. You do know that Mario Barrios only has 2 losses, right? I think, right? Tank and Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman wasn't the first loss. Gervonta Tank Davis beat him first. A lot of people had Barrios beating Tank going in. Remember that. Remember, Tank was moving up and Barrios was undefeated, just like Gervonta Tank Davis. So I would agree with you. Well, I still wouldn't agree with you even if Keith Thurman beat him first. But I think you would have a better argument if he already had a blemish on his record. No, Tank beat him first, and then Keith Thurman beat him. So once again, it's like he cherry picked a bigger undefeated fighter that just so happened to go on and become a champion again. No, I'm not going, man. I don't know. Everybody's got to disagree, but hey, shout out to you though. At least you said, hear me out. I heard you, brother, and I'm not mad at that, so shout out to you. I see you put some thought into it and I respect it. I just disagree. Shout out to my guy, Oscar Perez, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He said, I'm calling in. All right, bet. I'm going to pull you. I'm not pulling up people yet, but I will pull you up. You'll be the first priority, my brother. He said, De Los Santos, Romero, cherry pick. De Los Santos was a cherry pick go wrong for Shakur? Or, wait, what are you talking about? Let me make sure I understand you, Pat. You're saying Shakur tried to cherry pick De Los Santos and Tank cherry picked Romero? Or Romero was a cherry pick? Okay, I think you're saying cherry pick gone wrong. So I think you're saying Romero was a cherry pick for Ryan Garcia. Is that what you're saying? Nick ain't my partner. His ass ain't gonna get exposed soon. Yeah, I was just putting that on you because y'all from the same region. My bad. You right. I wouldn't say Roach is a cherry pick, but I would say he was a tune-up or a stay busy fight gone wrong. I agree with that. I wouldn't say a tune-up. I would say stay busy. I agree with the latter, Kendrick. And the reason why I say that is because, shout out to Oster. He doesn't believe it, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, I pay attention to this shit, man. I don't just talk about this shit, man. So I know that Tank tried to fight Loma. I'm not saying that Loma ducked. Loma wanted to retire. Cool. Loma left. Cool. But that was the initial target, a unification. We should salute that. And then he tried to get Rayo. And Robert Garcia said, Mr. Jackson, I'm not going. He didn't want the fight. Cool. I'm not saying he ducked. I'm saying he didn't want the fight. They chose what was best for their career. I actually applaud Rayo because Rayo didn't want to take a fight on short notice and put himself at a disadvantage. To me, that instead of saying, well, the most people think, oh yeah, you'll be just scared. No, to me, that shows that you believe in yourself and you want to give yourself the best opportunity to win because you know that you're good enough that if everything's on an even playing field and you're not handicapped or compromised, that you can win against anybody. So I saluted Rayo for turning down the Tank fight because I thought Tank would have blasted him out the water. So shout out to him, given the circumstances, I thought Rayo should turn down the fight. So I saluted the Lightning for that. But that was the second option. The third option was De Los Santos. His visa was messed up and he had a little injury. So then he went and pivoted to Lamont Roach. So let's count together. That's 1, Vasily Lomachenko, 2, Jose Rayo Valenzuela. 3, Edwin De Los Santos. And 4, Lamont Roach. So if your fourth option is a champion, albeit a lower weight division, I don't think that's that bad. Don't forget to smack that like button for your boy. I appreciate it. Even if you disagree with me, it's cool. Just smack the like button. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate it. I'm about to open up the phone lines too, but I got to get to one more topic. And then we're going to open up the phone lines. For Keyshawn, I got you, Pat. I got you for Keyshawn. I see. If Zepeda wins, this will elevate him to elite stat. Elite? Oh, I'm cool with that. Then he won because he's a weight bully. And gold member, you full of crap. He said, and people really think like this. I know gold members trolling, but people really think like this. He said if Zepeda wins, it will elevate him to elite status. I'm cool with that. If Shakur wins, he won because he's a weight bully.
Bullshit!
That's what people will say, for sure. He said, I recall people favoring Tank could be a false account of the time. However, once again, no. I'm not saying that Tank wasn't favored. If I said that, my bad. I'm saying that a lot of people had Barrios winning. I don't remember the odds, so I'm not saying that Barrios was a bookie favorite. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember that. I don't recall because I didn't bet on that fight. I usually only remember the favorites, like the odds as far as like gambling and casinos in Vegas and stuff when I actually put money on it or I intended to. So I don't remember. I would assume that Tank would be the favorite, but I don't think it would be by a whole lot, by a landslide. But I'm talking about a lot of people that I spoke with. They thought Barrios would beat him. That's what I meant. Not that he was favored as far as the books. No. I'm not. I wasn't saying that. So I appreciate that. Let me reiterate that. I wasn't saying that at all. I don't remember either. Doc, you could be my emergency call like on that Millionaire Game Show. However, my boxing manager. That's crazy, bro. Shout out to Oster, man. I hate that. He said Romero gone wrong for Ryan. I got you. And De Los Santos for Keyshawn. I got you. Understood. And see, that's the crazy thing, Pat. Because we don't respect boxers. How can Romero, who's a former champion, be a cherry pick for Ryan Garcia? I even said that wasn't a cherry pick. I thought it was going to be a good fight. But you know why? Because I respected Rolly Romero. I did think Ryan Garcia was going to win now. I'm guilty of that. But I never thought it was a cherry pick. I never thought it was an easy fight. I said Rolly's going to do his thing. But I thought Ryan was going to win. And not shame on me. You know what I'm saying? But how could somebody who's never been a champion and Ryan Garcia be cherry picking anybody? Especially if they were a champion. Especially how the hell could he headline an event when Devin Haney was a champion. Youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. Jose Carlos Ramirez is a former Olympian and a former unified champion. With the Hall of Fame current trainer of the year, Robert Garcia in his corner. Teofimo Lopez, a lineal champion, former multi-division champion, right? And a current champion. Ryan Garcia headlined over all those gentlemen. That's crazy. So shout out to my guy Ryan Frazier. Big North in the building. Ryan Frazier, Boxing Talk Up North, man. My guy. Salutations, my brother, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Check out my guy Ryan Frazier, Boxing Talk Up North, man. Good dude. Good boxing platform, man. Great boxing platform. Shout out to 2 Cents as well, man. Both of them. If Zepeda wins, he has to be elite status. That's definitely fair, but the latter is hilarious. Yeah. He wildin'. He trolling. Nah, Gold Member trolling, bro. I know Gold Member better than that, man. He's smarter than that, man. He definitely trolling. I still would have put Zepeda in elite status anyway, because he struggled twice against Farmer. But Farmer is a former champion, though. I got to give him credit for that. I don't really knock him too much for struggling against Farmer, to be honest. He's a former champion. And Schofield exposed Farmer. Okay, that's a good point. Unless that was a fluke. I don't think it was a fluke. You know, I think that sometimes we forget that Tevin Farmer been through the gauntlet, man. Remember, he had a close fight with Raymond Murataya. Murataya is a champion for the IBF at 135 right now. You know, so whether you think he's a good fighter or not, that's not an easy fight. And Tevin Farmer fought him. Then he fought Zepeda back-to-back. He was the undisputed mandatory for all 4 divisions. You know what I'm saying? 4 sanctioned bodies, William Zepeda was. So whether you think Zepeda is good or not, that's not an easy fight. You know, and he fought him back-to-back. And then he fought Schofield. So, you know, I think Tevin Farmer's just been put through the ringer, you know. So I think it was an accumulation of maybe physical and mental fatigue for Tevin Farmer. But still, I don't want to give him any excuses, because giving him excuses is taken away from the phenomenal, spectacular victory that Kid Austin had. And I don't want to do that, because that is something that Kid Austin earned. And he made, like you said, he exposed Farmer, if you want to say that. You know, I agree. So I don't want to take away any credit for Schofield. He says, if Zepeda win, he's elite 100. If Shakur wins, I guarantee they pull in every excuse to the book, but he ain't gonna get called boring no more. Shout out to Oscar, man. Hey, like I said, and that's fair too, that I think Zepeda, I mean, if Zepeda beats Shakur, I don't have any problem with him being elite. I mean, he'll be a champion and undefeated still. You know, I do think that Zepeda will get more credit than Shakur if Zepeda beats Shakur. And he should, because he's the challenger. And let's face it, Shakur is a favorite. But with that being said, Shakur still should get a lot of credit if he beats Zepeda, because that's a good win. I would say that that's probably the best win at 135 for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Because let's think Tank is fighting Lamont Roach. Before that, he fought Frank Martin. I think people are tripping. I think Frank Martin was a great win. Highly ranked contender, undefeated as well. To me, that's the best win at lightweight right now for a little while, in a minute, right? I mean, Shakur just fought Josh Padley and Artem Hartunian. Frank Martin's a better win than those two, because Frank Martin literally beat Artem Hartunian, was the first person to beat him. And Josh Padley was short notice, right? I'm not knocking. I'm just saying for what it is. 135, Raymond Murataya beat Zaur Abduliev. Frank Martin's better than him. You know, better than that, Lomachenko beat Kambosos. I think Frank the Ghost Martin, maybe not in a historical context because of the stuff that Kambosos accomplished, but Frank Martin versus Kambosos, I don't think anybody in this chat would pick Kambosos to beat Frank Martin. So once again, I'll lean towards Frank Martin. So amongst his contemporaries, I think Frank Martin was the best win in a while at lightweight. But if Shakur beats Zepeda, I think that would be the best win at lightweight for a while. So he definitely would get some credit. But yeah, Zepeda would get more credit beating Shakur than Shakur would get beating Zepeda. I mean, that just comes with it, you know? It's like Lamont Roach. He's going to get more credit for beating Tank than Tank would get for Lamont Roach. Same with Canelo and Bud. Bud's going to get more credit for beating Cinnamon than Cinnamon would get for beating Bud. That's just how it goes, you know what I'm saying? But in all scenarios, I think everybody should get credit. But, you know, it is, I mean, that's why we have favorites, right? Because we expect one person to win and we don't expect another to win. It's like, yeah, so I honestly say Frank Martin is Tank's best win. Yeah, you wildin', man. yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, bro, nah. Somebody put Vin at the kitty table, bro. He's trolling. Somebody, hey, man, give him the boot. Give him the boot right now. Give him the boot. Nah, toss it. Who said they agree? Oh, yeah, toss Patrick Barrow. Hey, toss Patrick Bandero out of here, too. Nah, get him up out of here. You said you agree. Who else agrees? Who else agrees? Blasphemy. He said that's his best win? Frank Martin's a great win, but, bro, you got to go with, like, Barrios or Jose Sniper Pedraza. Pedraza was an undefeated champion when Tank beat him. What are we talking about? Bro, y'all y'all disrespectful, bro. Leo Santa Cruz is a Hall of Famer, bro. Yeah, y'all disrespectful. Nah. We gotta get some straightening. We got to get some straightening in here, man. Nah. Where my GTD change at, man? Y'all wildin'. Frank Martin's a great win now. Like I said, you know, he beat Michelle Rivera. He beat Artem Hartunian, a former champion. That's a great win. I think it was a great win. A lot of people don't like the Frank Martin. I still think Frank Martin is going to bounce back and become a champion. I've said that. I think Frank Martin is going to be another guy on Tank's resume that after Tank beat him, he went on and became a champion. And when I say that, to me, that's a testament to how good Gervonta is, because it's not like he's beating guys that just fizzle out or he's beating guys on the way out. He's beating guys that not only continue on to win, but they continue on to become a champion. Not too many fighters do that. But to say that Frank Martin is the best win, I think he's the best win amongst his contemporaries right now in a while. Like, for example, Frank Martin was ranked higher than Steve Claggett. That was Teofimo's one at the time that they fought. At the time that Tank fought Frank Martin, Teofimo fought Steve Claggett, Devin fought Ryan, and Shakur fought Artem Hartunian. Artem Hartunian wasn't as good as Frank Martin because Frank Martin literally beat Artem. Steve Claggett wasn't even ranked. He was relatively unknown, so we know that was a higher ranked opponent. Frank Martin was ranked higher than Ryan Garcia was. So Frank Martin, to me, was definitively the best win out of Tank's and his contemporaries, you know, Shakur, Devin, and Teofimo. So I think that was the best win at lightweight for a while, yes, and he was undefeated. But to say that was Tank's best win, nah, I don't think so. I disagree. I mean, hey, shout out to Frank. Shout out to Frank, though. Landslide said I agree. Oh, yeah, we tossing everybody up out of here, man. We tossing everything but your salad. Hey, shout out to pause. We going to pause that. Hold on. We tossing everything.
No, did he?
Yeah, we going to pause that. Yeah, we going to give it. Thank you, Kendrick. Thank you, Kendrick. Get them up out of here, man. They wildin'. Get them up out of here, man. Give them at least 10 seconds, man. They got to cool down. They need some water. Get them some milk. Shout out to Arena in the building. One time for Arena. Welcome to the channel, Arena. Big salute to Arena. One time for the ladies. Shout out to Arena in the building. What's good? Yeah. Cause y'all wildin', man. Hey, Landslide, y'all disrespectful, man. Y'all disrespectful, man. Come on, man. Y'all ain't gotta be disrespectful. I mean, have your opinion, but the disrespect, come on now. Y'all disrespecting, man. Frank Martin's a great win, a good win. But to say his best win, yeah, y'all disrespectful, man. Y'all disrespectful as hell, bro. I'm talking about y'all so disrespectful.
Here you go. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm tired of that. It was so disrespectful.
Last side said, new subscribe. Hey, man, welcome to the Boxing Talk family, brother. I appreciate you, bro. Welcome, man. Thank you for joining the Boxing Talk family, man. Just found your channel, man. I appreciate it, bro. Don't toss us out there, unless you got that good old vinegar. Hey, yo, don't toss a salad unless you got the vinaigrette. I knew, hey, bro, my boy Thomas a freak, man. Y'all some freaks, man. I ain't gonna lie.
What do you mean by that?
You gonna put some vinaigrette on that thing. That's crazy, man. But yeah, I'm gonna open up the channel. Hey, you said just found the channel, man. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you, man. Basically, Sugar Take is fighting guys that's not really yet. That what you mean? Like what I saw, can't make this up. That's not ready yet. What you mean not ready yet? Who's not ready? Why is Frank Martin not ready, bro? He beat Michelle Rivera. What you mean? That was a guy that they, not only resembled the late great Muhammad Ali, but they also was high on the Dominican Republic, the Dominican fighter, República de Dominicana. Michelle Rivera from the Dominican Republic, man. Good fighter, man. What you mean? Hey, Osa, bro, you got some haterism in your game, man. You got some haterism in your game. Hey, Doc, who's their favorite fighter's best win, and how much better is that than little old Tank? You feel me? That's a great question, Tom. Who's Shakur's best win? Is that better than Tank's best win, or is Devin Haney's best win better than Tank's best win? Or is, I would say, I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I like to be fair to everybody. Is Teofimo's best win better than Tank's best win? Josh Taylor, Lomachenko, great wins. So Devin Haney, great win. Kambosos to me is a great win. Teofimo lost to Kambosos, but Devin Haney, yeah, Lomachenko, Kambosos, great wins. Shakur, in my opinion, Valdez, Jamel Herring, great wins. You see what I'm saying? Who else? Teofimo, Josh Taylor, Loma, great wins. But also Barrios is a great win. Also Santa Cruz, Leo Santa Cruz is a great win. Also Hector Luis Garcia is a great win. Also did I say Mario Barrios is a great win already? Rolly Romero is a great win. Also Isa Pipo Cruz is a great win. Also, like, come on, bro. Frank Martin's a great win. You know what I'm saying? So I know some people might disagree. I don't know, man. I think these guys are good. Like I said, I think Frank Martin's going to go on and become a champion. We know Rolly Romero went on and became a champion. We know Isa Pipo Cruz went on and became a champion. We know that Mario Barrios is a champion right now. So I don't know, man. I think sometimes people be in denial, man, whether you like somebody or not. I think we got to keep some level of objectivity. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like with Canelo, though. I know Oster going to disagree, but when I say that Canelo beating William Sco, that's a good win. People now, how it went down, it was a terrible fight. That fight was garbage, basura. That fight was straight up trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
But that does not eliminate the fact that fight was for Canelo to get undisputed at 168 again. He beat William Sco, who was an undefeated champion. The fight was trash from an entertainment standpoint, but just because we're unfamiliar with the guy, we should not confuse that with the guy being good or not. Lack of familiarity is not synonymous with being bad. You see what I'm saying? Nobody knew who Dimitri Bivol was, but when he beat Canelo, all of a sudden he became good. No, he been good. You just didn't hear about him. He just wasn't on your radar. So sometimes there are some diamonds that are in the rough, and I think William Sco, how can you say that's a bad win? It was an undefeated champion. How could you say Israel Madrimov is a bad win for Terrence Bud Crawford? You might not have known Israel Madrimov. He might have been 10-0-1 with 10 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw, but he was an undefeated champion at 154. Terrence Crawford made his debut at a new weight class and beat an undefeated champion. How could that not be a good win? Whether he struggled or not. What are we talking about, bro? Like, we gotta, if you don't care about champions, what are we doing this for? I'm not saying champions are everything, but it means something. You know how many boxers go throughout their whole entire career and don't become a champion? Ryan Garcia is one of them. He has never been a champion yet. People forget that, but it's true. He has never been a champion. You know what I'm talking about? He's a champion of them gosh dang PEDs.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
Shout out to my guy, Ryan Frazier. He said Bivol got 2 wins better than some dude's whole career. Talk to him. But Beterbiev and Canelo, what are we doing? Bivol's a beast. But some people I don't know, man. Hey, Ryan. Bivol also beat Zerto. By the way, Zerto is a champion at a weight class above cruiserweight. He's a unified champion, WBA, WBO. Come on now. Whether you think Zerto was good or not, some things are above and beyond opinion. You may not think Zerto's the best. You may think Ja Battaglia will beat him. Cool. But Zerto's good. How do I know he's good? He moved up to cruiserweight after his loss to Bivol, and he became a unified champion. How is that not a great win for Bivol? Oh, it's a great win for Bivol, but when we talk about Tank moving up and having opponents that move up and become champions, all of a sudden we get a little bit more discriminate. We get a little bit more critical. We get a little bit more suspicious. But whenever somebody else has a guy on their resume that they beat, and then that same opponent goes on and becomes a champion in another division or later on, it's a good win because they're champion. Like, come on, bro, just be fair. Yo, why I'm going to disagree? I see you picking on me. Nah, I ain't picking on you, bro. Bivol footwork is so freaking that facts. One of the best. Same thing they do in the Cafu versus Bam. They look at it. Come on now, landslide. They disrespecting the South African undefeated WBO champion, the Fumaledi Cafu. I agree. I think it's disrespectful, but hey, I'm not gonna lie. I am going with the American Bam Rodriguez because I do think that Bam is the best, but he hasn't proven that yet. He has too many undefeated peers that are champions in his division at 115. That he has to prove it. I want to see. I think the best fight in 115 is Bam and Puma Martinez, the Argentinian champion. So selfishly, I want to see that fight. And if it has to go through Cafu, so be it. But I think it's disrespectful to plan for that fight. I agree with you 1,000%. It's disrespectful. Just like it was disrespectful to William Skull. We knew Cinnamon was going to beat Skull, right? However, it was disrespectful to plan for Terrence Bud Crawford when you got Skull right there, you know. But at the same time, it's up to Fumaledi Cafu, it's up to William Skull, it's up to these other fighters to use it as motivation to be better. You see what I'm saying? My criticism against Tank are 100% negative bias because I dislike his fan base. No disrespect to Tank fans in the chat. Nah, you good, man. You know we just joking, bro. You good, man. I love the Cafu is Fufu. What you know about Fufu? Hey, look at Ryan, man. Shout out to my guy Ryan. Oh yeah, Canada's a melting pot. I know my boy know all the good foods. Shout out to Fufu. One time for Fufu. And Serrano, what you know about fufu with the okra soup though? What you know about fufu with the okra soup though? Come on now. But yeah, I want to get to the predictions and then I'm gonna get to the calls, man. I'm gonna bring up my guy Oscar if he's still. Shout out to my guy Oscar in the back. Like I said, if you are a member, you have access to the Discord, everybody has access to the Discord, but you have access to the BTF members only voice channel. You could be back there and chop it up with others whenever. You know what I'm saying? So. I don't have to be live, or I can be live. Y'all can still be talking back there. That's a little perk that you get for being a member, man. So please consider becoming a member. One time for all the members. You feel me? And shout out to all the members, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Consider becoming a member for only $3 a month, man. I know y'all some ballers out there. Y'all some ballers. So you know what I'm saying? Show some love, man. Keep us going in the algorithm. You know, having YouTube, make us searchable, you know, and discoverable, like my guy Landslide just found us. You feel me? So I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate all the members. Big salute to y'all. Y'all really keep us going and growing and keep the lights on, baby. Appreciate that. He said because Canelo fought all his nemesis in 168 before going to Bivol, but Tank didn't fight Shakur. Agreed. Or Devin before going to Barrios. I think it's a little different. I could add some nuance to that, but I mean, I see what you're putting down. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. I slightly disagree. But I agree on the Canelo point for sure. You know, Canelo did his thing. You know, he fought Caleb Plant and he was the first ever undisputed at 168. So that's why he's one of my favorite fighters. But I think with Tank, it's a little different. However, I agree. I think the 135 needs to unify. I need to see somebody. You don't need to have to get undisputed, but at least unify, bro. But you know, there was attempts to unify. It's just Lomachenko got up out of there. And I'm not saying Lomachenko ducked. I'm just saying that he retired. You know, it is what it is. And the Shakur thing, hopefully that fight happens to me. I still want to see Cinnamon and Benavidez, and I want to see Tank and Shakur. Those are the biggest fights for me. The other biggest fight that I wanted to see, we already saw it twice, Beterbiev and Bivol, and I want to see it the third time. You know, so we'll see how it goes down, man. And I dropped a video on Beterbiev why it's not happening in a timely fashion as we anticipated. Because they have some confusions going on. He said, what about the Mexican monster in my Mike Tyson voice? Come on now, talk to him, Ryan. I like Tank. I said, no, you don't. I'm not even gonna read the rest of that line. hey, chat. Oster said, look how he started it, chat. Oster said, I like Tank. Everything else was bullshit. I'm not even gonna give you the satisfaction of entertaining that message. I'm gonna stop right there. You already wrong by lying. But yeah, man, I want to do some predictions and I'm gonna get to the callers. We have some fights coming up this weekend, you know, very early predictions as I have right here. We have some great fights, man. Of course, starting off for Friday with the all ladies card, man. Shout out to the ladies, man. One time for the queens that are gonna entertain us in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So starting off, we got the trilogy, the unnecessary trilogy, in my personal opinion. Don't jump on me and beat me up, but in my personal opinion, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano is very unnecessary. Anytime you're 2-0, or you're 0-2 rather. Amanda Serrano's 0-2. Anytime you're 0-2, I don't think you need to have a trilogy. Now, granted, the second fight, I did think Amanda Serrano edged it out. However, I'm not a judge, you know what I'm saying? So it was a close fight. I'm cool with the rematch. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have a rubber match. I'm saying that I'm saying we shouldn't have it because I think it's holding up the division. You know, Alicia Bumgarner wanted to fight Amanda Serrano. Sky Nicholson wanted to fight her. Amanda Serrano. I think Amanda Serrano would have beat her, but you know, now Sky Nicholson done lost to Tierra Brown. She bounced back against Carla Gonzalez this past weekend. But you know, like they're holding up the division for like the other women, like Carolyn Dubois, you know what I'm saying, that's been calling out Katie Taylor and others. You know, it's so funny that there's another fighter, Chantel Cameron, on the card on July 11th. She's 1-1 with Katie Taylor. That's the fight that needs to be a trilogy. So when we have Tyson Fury fighting Derek Chisora, I think that trilogy was trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
And the reason why I think Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora was trash because Tyson Fury won all 3 times. The same person was victorious all 3 times. Why do we need to see it 3 times? So Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, I'm sorry, she's down 0-2. I don't need to see a third one. So this trilogy is trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
However, it is entertaining because they definitely have great fights, but it's just unnecessary in my personal opinion. The trilogies that make sense is if you have a draw and then one person wins, or you have a split 1-1. Chantel Cameron and Katie Taylor should have a trilogy. You know, Beterbiev and Bivol should have a trilogy. I love those trilogies. But then they're talking about Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk being a trilogy. That's trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Or even AJ and Usyk having a trilogy. That again is basura.
Know your fucking place, trash.
It's trash, bro. I don't need to see the same. Like, so are they gonna keep fighting until Amanda Serrano finally wins? Are they gonna keep fighting until Tyson Fury finally beats Usyk? That's what it feels like. It feels forced. It's like you're trying to get an outcome, and then what if Amanda Serrano wins the 3rd time? Does that mean that she's better than Katie Taylor, or does that mean we're gonna get a 4th fight? Like people say, oh, Pacquiao and Marquez. Yeah, but Pacquiao and Marquez had a draw. And that's why they fought so many times. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just good. Those fights were good too, but it wasn't just good. It was also because they had a draw in there early on. So like, I mean, I think it's unnecessary. But anyway, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. I'm going with Katie Taylor for another victory, a 3rd one. Landslide said, Serrano going to win and we're going to have a 3rd fight. Exactly. Serrano's going to win and we're going to have a 3rd fight.
Yeah.
I mean, a 4th fight.
Yeah.
My bad. Same with Fury or Usyk. No thanks.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thomas said, hey, no, the rematch occurred is proof positive that they know these fights should have went down Serrano Avenue down. Okay, I mean, hey, you thought you won the first one? Like, okay, so this is why I'm not mad at it, because to me, it was like Beterbiev and Bivol. I had Bivol winning the first fight. I definitely had Bivol win the second fight. But the first fight, I had Bivol winning, but I thought Beterbiev did enough to where he could win too. I had a couple swing rounds. I was cool with Beterbiev winning. I did not think it was a robbery. So Katie Taylor, I thought, won the first fight. The second fight, I did lean towards Amanda Serrano, but Katie Taylor won. I didn't think it was a robbery. So if I don't feel like it's a robbery, I can see how somebody had Katie Taylor winning. So to me, it's like, okay, 2 close fights and Katie Taylor edged it out both times. Move on, man. You holding up the divisions, man. Both of them undisputed and stuff like that. They have so many belts, so many other women calling them out. Let's stop gosh dang bottlenecking the division, man. You know what I'm saying? Drop the belts then. If y'all want to fight 15,011 times, then drop the belts. Then I have no complaints. Y'all can fight till y'all gosh dang in your cradle. Y'all can fight from cradle to the grave. You know, give up them belts though, man. You hogging. You feel me? And to add to that, Cameron when both of Katie actually lost a few other fights, to be honest. Serrano winning, says Slim Reaper. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Shout out to Serrano. I got Katie Taylor beating Amanda Serrano in another close fight. Now if they stop Katie Taylor's headbutts, which she does do habitually, you know, then it might be different. But you gotta, if they're not calling it, then you know you gotta adjust a little bit if you're Amanda Serrano. It's like Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins also led with his head a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think Katie Taylor's cut from that same cloth. I think Evander Holyfield, right? He led with his head a lot. Katie Taylor's cut from that same cloth. So you got to adapt. And Evander Holyfield had some L's, right? So people figured out how to beat him despite his habitual headbutts, right? And B-Hop, people figured out how to beat him despite his consistent headbutts, right? So I think you could figure it out. I'm not saying that it should be that way. The referee should call it and try to mitigate that from happening. But, you know, it is what it is. You got to deal with it. You got to adapt. You know what I'm saying? And so she wasn't able to do that. She shouldn't have to, but unfortunately, that's the situation she was in. So, you know, you're going to complain. You're going to adjust. You know what I'm saying? You're a champion or not. So I think that Katie Taylor's going to pull it out again. And then let's move on. That's my personal opinion. I think they're always going to be close fights. They fight 10 times, 10 out of 10 times are going to be close fights. I'm just going with Katie Taylor. Another fight we have on that card is Alicia Baumgardner. You know what I'm saying? Alicia Baumgardner. You know what I'm saying? Baumgardner. Going against Jessica Miranda. Jessica Miranda is another undefeated fighter. I don't think she ever fought outside of España. I think this is her first time fighting out of Spain, if I'm not mistaken. I believe she's 12-0. So I'm going with the more experienced, undisputed Alicia Baumgardner to take that dub. Who else we have on that card? We have Sharetta Metcalf going against Sherneka Johnson. It was originally supposed to be Dina Thorsland for a unification, but Dina Thorsland popped up pregnant. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I heard a lot of reasons to call off a fight, but you called the fight because you suddenly became pregnant.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna lie, man. One time for the ladies, man. That joke is funny to me, man. Hey, they was getting it in for the training camp. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, shout out to Dina Thorsland, and they're expecting, her and her family. So shout out I just thought that was funny, man. I don't know. I think that's funny, I heard a lot of excuses, but I mean, not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's a blessing. What I'm just saying is like, she ain't know, man. So I'm glad that they caught it, and she ain't going to fight pregnant. That'd have been terrible. So, but yeah, so Sharetta Metcalf is now fighting Sherneka Johnson. I have Sharetta Metcalf coming out on top on that one. The Detroitian, I think she's from Detroit. Shout out to Sharetta Metcalf. Who else is on that card? We got Savannah Marshall versus Shadeja Green. I have Savannah Marshall holding it down. To me, I think that this fight is actually going to be the fight of the night on the women's card, man. I think it's even going to be better than Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. I have Savannah Marshall. A lot of people know her famously for fighting Clarissa Shields. Yeah, I got Savannah Marshall winning. And I'm hoping that the winner of this fight, though, whether it's Savannah Marshall or Shadeja Green, they could get Clarissa Shields. That'd be dope, man. So whether it's a Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall rematch, or Clarissa Shields could fight Shadeja Green, I think it's gonna be fight of the night. But I'm leaning towards Savannah Marshall. They all ducking, coach. He said, did Baumgardner ever beat the PED allegations? Yes, she did, just like Cinnamon. Actually, shout out to Alicia Baumgardner and shout out to Cinnamon. Yeah, they both had PED allegations, but they both took it to court. That's the difference between them and somebody like Conor Ben and Ryan Garcia, who just screamed that they're innocent in public, but they never proved that they're innocent in court.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
So shout out to Cinnamon and Alicia Baumgardner. That doesn't mean that they're not guilty. They're guilty of having it in their system, but it's more negligence. It was proven. They took it to court. They kept their same story. They weren't like Ryan Garcia and blamed it on NutriBio, then blamed it on ashwagandha, then blamed it on their trainer Scooter, then blamed it on their opponent Devin Haney's little brother's dreams. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't like Ryan Garcia. They stuck to one story. Shout out to Canelo and Alicia Baumgardner. They both stuck to one story, and they believed their story so much that they actually took it to court. They didn't settle. You know what I'm saying? So settling is not a admission of guilt, but it's definitely not a plea of innocence. So let's be very clear of that. So shout out to Alicia Baumgardner, shout out to Canelo. So contamination is a thing, but you want fighters to be clean anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do better. So, but that's why Canelo's suspension was reduced, and that's why Alicia Baumgardner, her win over what's her name? I can't remember who she beat, but her win over that woman that she beat, it was never changed to a no contest like Ryan Garcia's, because she was never caught cheating. It wasn't in her system the night of the fight. So there's little nuanced differences between same with Canelo, right? He had an 18th month suspension initially, a year and a half, and then it was reduced to 6 months, and that's why his fight with Triple G was postponed from May to September, because he never got caught cheating during the fight, and that's why he kept his victory. And you see Ryan Garcia can't say the same. That's why it's a no contest. Same with Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis wasn't a PED, right? But it was a banned substance. He had marijuana in the system on the night of the fight in Texas. And in Texas, marijuana, which is not a PED, it is a banned substance, though. It's on the banned substance list in Texas. So even though he beat Nahir Albright, a.k.a. Wu Albright, that was changed to a no contest retroactively because he tested positive for marijuana, which is a banned substance in Texas during the night of the fight. So... all right, but so I think I covered all the fights I wanted to cover. I know I'm missing some on the few. Oh, shout out to Ellie Scottney. I think she's fighting on the July 11th card too. I got her winning. I don't remember who she's fighting though. She coming in the ring with headbands this time around. With headbands, facts. She better be wearing them headbands. So let me get this right. I can't talk about Tank. I'm not typing names no more. I hope this message gets read. It's crazy. This man Ulster, bro. This man Ulster, bro. Stranginess. What's good, brother? He said they all ducking, coach. They all ducking. They out here ducking? Who ducking, bro? They out here ducking? Yo, shout out to Praddock. He says they be dropping but we be dropping harder F you, a rap beef. We try to get this party lit. Talk to him. What's up, Praddock? Bars. Pat Bandero says Mayer. Hey, yeah, they robbed Mayer against Natasha Jonas. Now that was a robbery. Shout out to Natasha Jonas, you know what I'm saying? But Michaela Mayer, they robbed her. You know, they robbed the old American champion in favor of the English champion. But shout out to Natasha Jonas though, you know what I'm saying? She's definitely a great fighter. DuckTales was the banger. Talk to him. But yeah, so and then I want to move to the next prediction for the next card, the July 12th. July 12th. Yes, sir. Slim Reaper, about to get to it now. So we starting at the top of the bill. We have Hamzah Sheeraz versus Edgar Berlanga. I have Edgar Berlanga by stoppage. You know, I think Hamzah Sheeraz is the better boxer. Shout out to our UK brethren. I do think Sheeraz is a better boxer, but I don't think he'll be able to handle Berlanga's power. And his best bet is to keep Berlanga away from him and off of him. And I don't know if his boxing skills are that much. He's the superior boxer as far as skills go and acumen, but I don't know if it's that much better to where he's able to keep Edgar Berlanga in the range that he will need to keep him in order for Berlanga to not be effective. So in my personal opinion, I think Berlanga is going to get the better of him and he's going to come out doing his little twerking dance like Tank. Hey. Hey. Why this man turned his ass, bro? Hey, man, I got Berlanga beating Sheeraz, man. I got Berlanga stopping Sheeraz in like, I say 8 or 9. I got Berlanga over Sheeraz. Who else is on that card? We got Shakur versus Zapata. I have Shakur successfully defending his WBC 135-pound title against the game. Zapata, I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be entertaining, despite contrary belief. You know what they say about Zapata. I mean Shakur not being exciting. I think Shakur is gonna look pretty good, but I think Zapata is gonna come with it too, man. I'm not saying that Zapata doesn't have a chance. I think he has a good chance to win, but I'm just going with Shakur. I think he's just a superior boxer, and his superiority and skills will stand out, and I think he'll be able to adapt to whatever Zapata brings, and we know what Zapata is gonna bring because he doesn't really have too much adaptability or adaptation with his game. So you know we kind of know what he's gonna do. And if you can handle that or kind of you know what I'm saying, counter that, then he's not going to be able to do anything, or at least he hasn't demonstrated that so far. So I have Shakur winning and successfully defending his belt. Next up we have Subriel Matias and Alberto Puello. Alberto Puello tried to defend his WBC 140-pound belt against Subriel Matias, the former boogeyman of the division, the Puerto Rican contender, going against the Dominican champion. This is a tough one for me. I'm still undecided, Chad. I'm not going to lie. But right now, as of today, July 6th, Sunday evening, Doc is going with Alberto Puello. I might change that come tomorrow, come Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. What y'all know about that? Anyway, I might change up my pick by then. But right now, as of today, right now in this moment, I'm feeling like Puello is gonna take it by UD, Yeah, I'm gonna go with UD. A majority decision. I'm gonna go with unanimous decision. You got Matias Thomas. Shout out to you. I'm going with he said ass movement, head movement, boxing number one forbidden, fake tattoo. Right, hey, doing good, man. I'm liking the backdrop, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Salute to you. Prince Nazim style. You feel me, Prince? Hey, shout out to Prince Nazim, my man. But yeah, I'm rocking with Puello. And then who's the last fight? Imam Kataya versus David Morrell. I'm going with David Morrell to box his head off. Easy unanimous decision win. I think Imam Kataya, while he is an undefeated fighter, I think he's 14-0, 12-0, something like that. I just don't think that he'll have enough. Once again, I think he's a very one-dimensional fighter. You know, he has power, he has pressure, but I think David Morrell is going to be hard to hit for him with his slick Cuban style. and I think that David Morrell's he's no slouch in the power department. So I have David Morrell boxing him up and making it look easy, in my personal opinion. But this is a tough matchup for David Morrell. You know, he's coming back from a loss to David Benavidez, the monster. You know what I'm saying? So the Mexican monster. So this is not going to be an easy task facing a fighter that doesn't know how to lose. You know, in the professional ranks, Imam Katayev never lost, and you know that's good for David Morrell. You know, he's showing that hey, he don't want no tune-ups, he don't want no easy work. He wants to get right back in there. So I think he's going to learn from the David Benavidez loss and come back bigger and stronger and better. You know, so that's why I'm going with David Morrell for easy unanimous decision win. Anybody wants to call in and get their predictions off, please call in using the Discord. You can call in now, call into the show, and holler at the doc, man. I don't bite, man. I like to hear people's opinions. In the meantime, in between time, I'm going to bring up my brother, my partner, my pal, mi hermano, carnal, Oscar Perez, man. King Oscar in the building. So I'm about to bring up my guy who's very patient. I appreciate it. Hey, shout out to my guy, Thomas. You know what I'm talking about. My heart's still for the page, but I think, come on now. Come on, Thomas. Mr. Thomas know what I'm talking about. Monday, Friday, Saturday. Running Reb in the building. I think I already said what's up to Running Reb, but I'm not sure, man. Shout out to my guy Reb. Always good to see you, bro. My guy Thomas said you got Matias. And we got Thomas. I'm gonna pull up Thomas after Oscar gets his opinions off and his predictions off. Yes, sir. What's good, brethren? My guy.
What's up?
What's popping, man? Appreciate you calling in, Oscar. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Keep your head up.
USA versus Mexico final. Not doing good.
Oh, Lord.
Not doing good.
Oh, Lord. Tell them to tighten up, man. Gotta give them that energy, man.
It just looks like Mexico's doing a bunch of passes. USA is 1-up. Fucking bullshit. But what's up?
Man, talk to me, bro. I want to know about these predictions, man. I want to know your predictions, man.
You already know. Taylor, again.
Okay.
I don't think if Serrano couldn't produce anything in 24 rounds, he didn't show no adaptability on the second round, on the second fight. The headbutts were nasty, but I mean, if they're not calling them, you got to adapt it. Between the first fight and the second fight, you know, the first fight it was better for Serrano. I think she showed adaptability. I thought it was a clear win for Taylor on that one. The second fight, though, Serrano performed better. She couldn't adapt to her style, Taylor's style. And it's not like anything new. This happened in the first fight, too.
Agreed.
But she still lost, man. It's 24 rounds, and she couldn't beat her. I don't think.
How many rounds?
24.
Come on, man. 24 rounds, chat.
Damn.
It's like 2-4 in there.
2-4 in the Come on, man. Come on, bro. 24 rounds. What are we doing, man? What are we doing, man?
Yeah. Same winner. Both sides. You gotta lean towards Taylor on that. Baumgartner used to win. More tested, more proven. Don't really care for the other one, I'm gonna lie.
I feel that. Talk to me on the Berlanga Sheeraz, man.
Berlanga first round stoppage.
First? You said first?
First.
Damn.
First.
Damn.
Yeah, Sheeraz is the smaller guy. Look at Adamas, how clean he was landing. No, Adamas he was a smaller guy.
That's true.
And he had to do a lot of movement, throw a lot of jabs. That's what we had him winning. He was a more active. Berlanga ain't have to do all that. He's right there.
That's true. You right about that. First round, though?
First round.
Me blood clot.
Damn.
First round.
That's crazy.
Cepeda Shakur, you know, I don't have a clear winner on that one. Sometimes I wake up saying Shakur, sometimes I wake up saying Cepeda. It's just neither guy. I say Cepeda has to face someone like Shakur. I don't think Shakur face someone like. I mean, you can say Valdez, but not even because Valdez was more methodical than Cepeda. So I don't know. I got whoever wins that one for me is gonna earn it. You know, if Cepeda wins, he confirms he's elite status.
True.
And I think they already talk about a rematch on that one. And but if Shakur wins, they're gonna pull every excuse in the book. Oh, it was this.
Facts.
Oh, it was that.
Facts.
But you know one thing they're not gonna say?
What they not gonna say?
Shakur's boring. this is a fight that must fight for Shakur. He has to win it. If anything, that's why I lean for Shakur, because he has to win it. But I agree. That'd be the best win.
I agree with that. That's good. I agree with you. Oh, my bad. I mean, I was just thinking about that. Yeah, he definitely has to win. Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that would be the best win at 135 in a minute.
Thank you, brother.
Since Frank won, I say. Yeah, since Frank won, because Pitbull was a late replacement.
Come on now.
Yeah, on paper, Pitbull was a better win than Frank Martin, but in reality, I think Frank Martin was a better win.
I agree
because
with that too.
I think if Tank had two healthy hands and it was in such a short notice, I think he would have stopped Pitbull. I ain't gonna lie. But
they want a rematch though.
I don't agree with the rematch.
I agree with you.
It don't make sense right now. It made sense when he had the belt.
Yes, it made sense when he had the 140-pound belt after he beat Rolly. I agree. After that, it don't really make sense, bro. But if people want to see it, hey, let's watch it, I guess.
Yeah, and people want to see Angel Fierro Pitbull too, you know. I'm one of them. I want to see the fight again.
Yeah.
Not back to back, guys. I say, you know, take the fight in between because that fight was, you know, brutal. Man. But yeah, I think that one, the winner on Peter Shakur, is whoever wins is gonna earn it. Full flowers to their guy. These are two elite competition, one elite contender, one elite champion. So they're gonna have to earn it. And whoever wins, you know, just secures their status.
Hey, I agree. Hey, Landslide said first round stoppage is crazy. Thomas Hill said crazy. Pat Bandero said Oscar Wallet. First round Berlanga. Hey,
you know what?
Oscar standing on it, man. Shout out to Oscar. Go ahead.
They also said that when I said Triple D was gonna beat AJ.
Facts.
I'm not saying them specifically, but you know.
Facts. No, he's right. Oscar did call it. I said both of us said Triple D was gonna beat AJ. I also they called me crazy when I said Liam Paul was gonna come from down under and beat Super Matias. They called me crazy, bro. They said I don't know what I'm talking about. Come on now.
Or I wasn't here when you said Liam Paul, but yeah, I agree. Matias can't fight off the back foot. That's one major hindrance. But you know what else? When I said Gary Antoine Russell was gonna beat Rayo, there wasn't a whole lot of people that believed it. But it is what it is, man. Puello and Matias. I gotta lean towards Puello because Puello is a more complete fighter, and like we see with Paro was a smaller guy than Puello.
Yep.
And like I just said, Matias can't fight off the back to save his life.
Yeah.
If you remember the fight before Paro, it was against the Uzbekistan guy. Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name. I know you're talking about.
He only won that fight because the other guy just, you know, he gassed out.
Yeah.
So he was about to go out in the first round.
That's not Jukenbayev, is it? Let me look it up. I can't remember.
No,
not Jukenbayev.
Oh, it might be him, but I don't think so.
What's the dude's name, man? I know exactly what you're talking about. It's not Jukenbayev. Ergashev. Ergashev. Yep. You're right. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, like he had him in trouble. Though he was, you know, he was also a power puncher. But the reason he had Matias in trouble is because Matias can't fight off the back foot. He cannot fight going backwards. He just tries to defend. Like there's no in between. It's all power or all defense. But he can't do that middle line of like, you know, okay, I got a jab or do something. But I got Puello winning.
Right.
Morel, I think that's an easy win just because his opponent can't cut the ring off. Just like Matias.
Right.
He can't fight off the back foot. His opponent can cut off the ring worth of them.
Right.
To save his life. He chases the guy, he puts pressure on the guy, but he can't cut the ring worth of damn.
I agree.
But yeah,
Ryan says, what the freak, Berlanga ain't no Dubois. You're right, Mr. Dubois.
Sheeraz ain't no Devin.
Now Sheeraz ain't no AJ. Facts.
Sheeraz ain't no Lucic either.
Come on now. Well, all right, who you got? Talk to me. Iman Katayev and David Morrell. And then
Morrell, easy.
Morrell, easy. That's what easy peasy lemon squeezy.
You said Cambosa Senior saying, "Oh yeah, my guy's a special five, so he can't." Man, he can't cut the angles, bro. It don't make a difference.
It don't make no difference.
Remind me of something, dog. When he fought Ben Whitaker at the Olympics, how big was that ring?
To be honest with you, I don't remember. It wasn't that big though.
It wasn't that big.
It wasn't that big though.
Like,
yeah, and so
it
wasn't that big. I'll tell you that. I should look that up. Yeah, we'll see what size that ring is, man. It definitely wasn't that big though.
Nah, it wasn't 24 foot.
Absolutely
I guarantee that.
I guarantee, yeah, me too. Absolutely not. So
yeah, man, that's my prediction. I think Sheeraz going down first round.
First round.
He's just. I don't know if you've seen this, but the ring pulled out his resume or his last fight wins. I'm like, yeah, he just got one questionable win. Against a formidable guy.
Exactly. And they even put Carlson Thomas on there. Like, what? Come on, bro. I saw that crap.
It's like, do you put Berlanga's resume against Sheeraz? It's insane. It's like, bro, you ain't got nothing to shine. Berlanga fought Canelo. That's better than Adamas. So, I don't know, man. I think Berlanga first round knockout. First stopping.
I like that. I like that, man. That's what we talking. We like to hear them predictions, man. And everybody talking trash about my boy predictions. I'm gonna need you to call in. Let's hear yours. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Patrick. Patrick said he said Oscar if Berlanga loses, I will be all your ass.
First of all, pause.
Yeah, we gonna pause that. Yeah, we definitely gonna pause that.
Second of all, I don't care.
Oh, see, now we got to pause that too. That's crazy. How you gonna pause it and then say you don't care? Hey, yo.
No, did he?
What do you mean by that, bro? Hold on now.
Well, he said he had to be like, probably crash.
I'll play. He said he gonna leave the light on for you, bro. That's crazy. Hey, yo, man, but appreciate you, Oscar, man. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get I got Thomas in the back, but I'm gonna pull up Thomas and I got Patrick, so I'm gonna go on and get these other callers in, man. But I appreciate you, man. Everything you do.
Nah, it's all good. I wanted to say one last thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was about a subject earlier. Do you think Shakur has a Leo Santa Cruz type fighter on his resume?
No. Hell no.
I think he got a Frank Martin, and that's an Oscar Valdez.
Agreed. Or even Jamel Herring.
Or Jamel Herring, but I don't even think he has a Leo Santa Cruz.
Great. You heard what he said. You heard what he said, chat. I ain't say it. That was Oscar now. But I definitely agree. You heard what my boy said. Where them GTD chains at now? Y'all be disrespecting Santa Cruz, man. Y'all put some respect on that, man.
Man, well, I ain't gonna lie. I thought you said like Leo Santa Cruz was in the Hall of Famer. And then
no.
I was like, oh, wait a minute. You said Lomo was the Hall of Famer.
Oh no, he definitely is. For me, he is. You know me, but for other people, people they'll tell you this guy's Hall of Famer, and the guy who's clearly better has more accomplishments ain't. So I don't know.
As a matter of fact, I gotta know a guy in current boxing, that'd be 18-3, and be a Hall of Famer. And you know what's one thing about it? And this is the thing I want to say. When the norm, right now the norm of boxing is being a multi-division world champion, I don't think Loma did anything spectacular outside of that. Because if you look at the multi-division world champions right now, in Loma's era, where that was the norm, I don't think he even stands out to be a Hall of Famer. To me.
I feel that. I feel 18-3, man. I mean, you lose in a fight every 7 fights, bro. That's what 18-3 means. It means you lost 21 fights, bro. Every 7 fights, you take it to L.
And the reason Toledo's recognized so much, the reason Keel and Devin are ranked so highly is because you lost to them people.
Come on now.
But that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, man. Talk to him, man. You coming in too hot, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get you up out of here, man. You burning the mic down, man. That's crazy. You burning the studio, man. They can't take all that pressure, man. Because Ray Big Time says take resume ass. What the fuck? Boy, they don't like take, boy. Let me pull up my GTD chain out, man. He said Leo came up two weight classes. All right, that's what's up, man. So that means that Canelo, if Canelo, should I say, when my boy Cinnamon beats Bud, I like Bud. Now don't get me wrong, if Bud wins, all the credit in the world. He's a phenomenal fighter. I'm not one of those I have to pick a side. But if Canelo beats Bud, he don't get credit for that. Of course he does. Does Bud get more credit? Of course, because Bud's a smaller guy, but he still gets credit. If John Ruiz would have beat Roy, as great as Roy was, John Ruiz wouldn't have got no credit for that. Of course he would have got some. He wouldn't get as much as Roy, but he would have got some credit. Come on now. What we talking about, man?
It's as simple as this on that area. It's like if Bud beats Canelo, then that be the greatest victory, not of his career, of this current
Facts.
boxing era, you know,
Facts.
or the last two boxing eras, if you want to put
Facts.
it like that.
Facts.
But if Canelo wins, it's not even the best win of his resume.
Facts. And
But,
thank you,
all right,
B-Dog.
man.
Yeah, thank you, B-Dog. It was a two-way division because Tank went down to 130. Thank you. I forgot about that. Shout out to B-Dog. Dropping the facts. Yes, sir. But, hey, thank you so much for calling in, man. My brother, man. I appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
Always. Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy, Oscar, man. Spinning them facts, man. You know, I'm talking about them Snapple facts. You feel me, Ray? Big time? Them Snapple facts. You feel me? You know, I know that hurts your heart, brother, but you got to, hey, come on, man. It is what it is, man. You know what's so crazy about that, too? I want to say this, man. You know, so Bivol, and this is what I say. You know, people get mad at me when I say that, you know, Bivol's best win up until he beat Beterbiev was Canelo. We could all agree on that, right? Well, his best win was against Cinnamon. Cinnamon moved up. But people don't say that. They just say, oh, it's a cherry pick gone wrong. No, he was trying to be great. We got to respect greatness, man. Bivol beat a guy that was smaller. That's why when I say my pound for pound list, I say it's Bud, Usyk, and Inoue, top three. You know what I'm saying? They're interchangeable, whatever order you want to put them in. Me personally, I have Bud, then Usyk, then Inoue. But they all undisputed in 2 weight classes and undefeated while doing it. Phenomenal fighters, all-time greats, walking legends. And then after that, I had Cinnamon for the longest. And people say, oh, how you have Cinnamon over Bivol when Bivol beat Cinnamon? Yeah, but he beat Cinnamon when Cinnamon was moving up to 175. He didn't beat him as a 168 pounder. Like people are selective when they want to consider people's attempts for greatness or the circumstances surrounding the fights. You know what I'm saying? Moving up means something. It does. I agree. Moving up and moving down means something, but it doesn't mean that Bivol doesn't get credit for beating Cinnamon. Of course he gets credit for beating Canelo because who Canelo was or is. So Leo Santa Cruz was a very good fighter. You know what I'm saying? So of course you get credit for that. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? What are we doing? Of course you get credit, bro. We about to bring up Thomas. Shout out to Thomas, man. My brother Thomas in the building. My guy. Yo. Thomas, you there, bro? Brother, man, Thomas. Mr. Thomas. There we go. We got you.
I gotta go. Yeah, I forgot I put it on push to talk.
Oh, you good,
so I gotta
brother.
push this mug to talk.
Okay. He said take it even pop his cherry. Hey, yo, we gonna pause that. That's crazy.
That's why. That's why. But you know, like I just told B-Dog, I tell B-Dog, if they hate, then let them hate.
Come on now. Talk to him.
And watch the money dollar.
Come on now.
Pity told him, dog, let them hate. They can do what they do naturally.
Come on now.
So if it comes natural, just be natural with it.
Hey.
Bask in your sunshine.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Shine out in your glory. Let the world see shine bright like a diamond.
Hey, the Rihanna
you know what
vibes. You know what I'm talking
about? You know what I'm saying?
Talk to him, bro.
But anyway, you know, he did go down to 30. He did take his belt. And, you know, the misconception, because the 8 is strong, is that he went up and made him come up. But it's all good, man. I will say this, and I will say this before I got to go into worship service, because we got early service today.
Amen. God is good.
That women's card, fire.
I
do have Savannah Marshall. I'm rooting for Shadeja, but I do have Savannah. Savannah just got that old school bar tricks of the trade type.
Come on,
savoir faire, man. She's real savvy up in there.
Facts.
And you know that fight with I don't know if she learned from that fight from Franchon. If she did learn from that fight from Franchon, that might be something that, you know, will help her with Savannah, because Savannah is real crafty in that ring, man. So I favor Savannah. I'm pulling for Shadeja.
Okay, I like that.
Scottney, I think Scottney about to put a beat down on old baby girl. I forgot who she is. I know she's tough.
I forgot her name,
but Ellie Scottney is something fierce. She's something fierce, man. She almost fight like she's been fighting her brothers all her life. I had to fight all night.
All my life I had to fight.
All my life I had to fight. Yeah. Don't do it, Miss Steele. Don't trade places with the devil. But anyway, she ain't gonna be trading places with the devil that night. She gonna beat the devil, and she gonna beat the devil up out of old girl. So I got Scottney on that one. I got who? Oh yeah, I got Alicia. It's gonna be a tough fight, but I got her. I think she's gonna style on her. I got.
I agree with that.
If she comes with her headbands, I think she gonna beat the dog. I thought she won the first 2 fights, and I thought that she got the short end of the stick. But hey, I think this time she coming with the headbands. It's not she gonna come with the helmet. But she getting in there. She gonna get it done.
She needs some headbands and a
Who
helmet.
else on that card?
Shredder Metcalf and Shreneka Johnson.
She gotta come.
Yeah, Shredder
Metcalf.
And,
I got Metcalf. I got Metcalf. Nice.
Yeah, me too.
She's nice.
Yeah. And so funny too, because Ellie Scottney also beat Shreneka Johnson, her opponent. So Ellie Scottney already beat her. Late replacement, but
yeah, Ellie Scottney is fierce though.
Yep.
Man, she fierce. I'm talking about because I'm in service. I'm in the worship hall, so forgive me on that.
No, you good.
Hey, I got Ramla Ali. And I think that wraps up the women's card.
Yeah, I think so too. Did you say who you had on Savannah? You said that. Okay, yeah, that wraps it up.
Yeah. Man, I just you know how crafty some of them moves over there overseas be with stuff that ain't a punch.
Hey.
Man, she is very crafty with shoulders, elbows, like the head. Man, she does whatever she got to do to get you in a disadvantage.
Facts.
And that's why I give your girl so much respect for the fight, because she had to, and it was in her town, and she still went in there and handled business. So that's why I give what's old girl Clarissa her props on that.
Come on now,
that was a
the
tough
O2
fight.
The O2 arena held it down. One time for the GOAT.
Yeah, so shout out to Clarissa, because she had to navigate that, and Franchon found out that it wasn't sweet. If you don't come prepared, you're gonna be in some trouble.
Come on now, it's another one they be hating on Clarissa. On the debut, she beat a champion, bro. On both their debuts, man. Come on now.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep it back. So now to the men before I go in, because it's all 5 o'clock my time.
Nah, take your time, bro. Take your time. We gonna extend the time on this one, man. My brother in church, man. Let's get right.
Okay. So before we start saying our hallelujahs and amens, man, the blast and the collection plate around, let me say this, man. The male card is fire. So I'm not here to hate on nobody or anybody. But I will say, somebody said in the chat that somebody was cheeks. Now, that's not the consensus. That's not the consensus. But I think after the fight, many people, to spite Shakur, going to say he was cheeks, because my man about to get all up. Pause. He about to beat that boy like he stole him.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Shout out, boy Thomas, man. Mr. Thomas. Yes, sir. Come to the good side. Come to the fun side, my brother. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Shout out to my brother.
I don't care how small that ring is. It could be a phone booth. He gonna beat that boy like he stole something.
I'm telling you.
I got Shakur by late stoppage.
Ooh, stoppage?
Berlanga, I think he has a puncher's chance. I think he does not set punches up, nor does he see punches coming behind the jab. I think that Hamzah Sheeraz has a fantastic jab. I think that in the fight with Adames, if you look at the first 4 rounds, he was controlling the distance, he was controlling the pace, and he was controlling the action with the jab. It didn't change until he hurt his hand. Once he hurt his hand, you'll see him shake his hand, and then like the activity just dropped.
True.
So now if he continuously do that and work behind that, he could hit Berlanga all night long. Because if you look at the Canelo fight, the punch that dropped him was a straight hook. I mean, was a hook after he got a couple of jabs fired at him. He didn't even see it coming. So I think he can do that to dictate the fight, and I think he gets a draw. If the fight goes the distance, I mean not a draw, but he gets the decision. If it goes the distance, he's gonna get the decision.
Okay.
The only way I see your boy winning is by knockout, and if it's a knockout, he had to catch him with something. So I got Hamzah in that fight.
Okay, Hamzah Sheeraz. We got Imam Katayev and David Morrell. David Morrell on the bounce back from suffering his first loss.
So that to me is going to be the fight of the card. That right there, it'll show if my man Morrell really took to heart the lesson that he had to learn in the ring against Benavidez. Because I was telling Benavidez, Morrell's cornerman, because Jose or Angel Diaz is Jose or Angel. He go by either one of those accounts.
Right.
He's in the corner. He's in the camp with them. I was telling him the stuff that Benavidez does. I know he looks plotting. He looks methodical and pretty not not like he's got fluidity to his movements and his purpose, but he has excellent purpose behind his movements. He's a true definition of form following function.
Yes,
whatever the
bro,
function
he
is,
flows,
that's what the
yes.
form is going to look.
I agree. Man, got a nice flow. His moves
He can peel. He can distract. He uses deception. He changes punch speeds. He changes angles. The man moves his guard. It looks ugly, but it's highly effective. And I told him this. They didn't take that to the next, so he had to learn it in the ring. If he learned from that fight, then Kataev will be somewhat less of a problem. But if not, man, Kataev is a beast, and he tears that right kidney up. No, not the right, the left kidney up. If you look at any of the fights that he's been in, the backside of his opponents be bright red, look like a strawberry patch.
That's true. That's true.
My man Morrell gonna have to watch out for that. If he can't watch out for that, if he can't evade that, then it's gonna be tough because that dude hits hard.
He does.
Morrell just has a lot of talent. If he can scope that talent, then I have Morrell by late stoppage. If not, then I got Kataev by decision. But I'm leaning heavily towards Morrell by late stoppage.
Not mad at that.
And then the last,
Matias and Puello.
The last fight.
Matias and Puello, give it to me.
So that's my fight right there, too. That fight right there, if it's a fight of styles, then it's going to be a heck of a match. Because if it's Puello style, him engaging him on the outside, him controlling pace and controlling distance and using his jab for the timing to measure him, then it might become a little bit more difficult for Matias to deal with that. We saw that with Paro. But if he is able to inside, people question his footwork. But his footwork is good when it's on the inside. If he can get on the inside of Puello and dictate the terms of the fight there, then I got him slowly breaking him down, maybe even a late stoppage. But I got him by decision if he can't, and your boy Puello doesn't enforce that jab. Now, if Puello enforces that jab, it could get dicey. But I'm gonna go for a pick. I'm gonna go TS, and I'm gonna go by late stoppage.
Late stoppage? Ooh. See, the only thing that scares me, like you said, with how you referenced the Paro fight, even the first fight where Matias' first loss, Petrosyanyan, I believe, you know, that first fight where he lost, even though he avenged it, but it's like, man, you know, sometimes I just, like you said, like he could just get reset, man. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm leaning towards Puello, but I'm still undecided though. I'm still undecided.
And Puello is the fighter that can do that to him. So that's why I say it's an excellent style clash fight. And honestly, it could excellently be the fight of the night if they both try to impose their will and dictate their terms in the fight. So it depends on, but the thing that my man, I forgot who it was. I think it was L-Dub Boxing. Shout out L-Dub Boxing. He said that with the Latin fighters, it seems as though Matias gets to impose his will upon them than he does any other fighter. So if that is the case, then we might see Matias start to get him to fight his fight. And if he fights his fight, then I think it's bad. But if it's a fight of both equally, Puello got a real good chance of doing his due in the ring, man. So, you know, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's a great fight, man. Yeah.
It's a good fight, man. So thanks for bringing me up, man. I got 3 more minutes before I got to go up there and say the opening prayer, man. So, hey, you know, God is good.
Amen. All the time.
And all the time.
God is good. Let's get it.
And so is the doc, too. That's why he do the muscle ups. And at the top of the muscle ups, he pushed up just to let you know you can't mess with him, dog.
You feel me?
The top said with your talking tail. You know what I'm saying? So everybody in the chat, man, learn to love a little bit more, hate a little bit less, and remember that the ring tells the story.
Come on now.
Even at 130 and not 135, baby.
Come on now.
Just remember that.
Yes, sir.
You want to bring people all the way up that did not go all the way up.
Come on now.
Sometimes they go down.
Come on
that
now.
Butt whooping. And remember, it still was knockout of the year.
Come on now.
Because he's a knockout.
Come on now.
So stop
smooth uppercut. Ooh-wee.
And enjoy your experience here, man, because this is strictly boxing talk from an unbiased perspective.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So get unbiased with your perspectives. All right, then.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Take care, man. God bless you, man. God bless my brother, Mr. Thomas, man. Shout out to him, man. Amen. Yes, sir. Landslide. Amen. Sugar Cheeks is crazy. It's 50-50 to you, Ray Big Time. I'm not mad at that. He said, shout out to Thomas. Yes, sir, man. We got Patrick in the back. I'm about to pull you in this next. I'll pull you up next. Doc, what lies did Floyd Senior expose? Come on now, Tay. You're late, Tay. I showed you. Remember we were talking about, remember how I said it sounds very fishy that somebody would spar one time and for one round? Like I said, I was just an amateur boxer. I'm not saying that circumstances don't happen, but that sounds very odd. Well, Floyd Schofield, remember I was telling you, if Floyd Schofield came out and said that they did not just spar one round. He said they sparred 4 rounds that day. And he said they also sparred multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So I think Abdullah Mason just misunderstood the question. But I don't think he's lying. You know, shout out to him, man. He sounds like a young, articulate, intelligent, a humble brother, man. I like Abdullah Mason a lot. So I'm not trying to assassinate his character. I'm saying maybe he misunderstood the question because, like I said, unless there's some type of unforeseen circumstances or it's an anomaly, why would you spar somebody once? It's practice. You're not going to get enough information to even build off of or improve off of from one round. You see what I'm saying? So unless there's some big altercation that stops you from having more rounds or coming back and fighting this guy again and sparring, unless there's some type of injury, that just doesn't make sense for you to spar somebody for one round. You feel me? So that's what Floyd Schofield said. But you know, it's up to you if you want to believe Abdullah Mason. Now it's he say she say, right? You know, I think it was just a misunderstanding with Abdullah Mason. I do believe Floyd Schofield because, like I said, man, I sparred and I go to gyms and I visit gyms and spar. Why would I spar one round? No, I'm trying to get it in. I'm trying to get some information so I can see what I need to work on or what I'm doing good at and build off of. That's what it is, man. Sparring is not just fighting with the lights off, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by that is you got your fight under the lights on fight night, but sparring is practice, bro. So that's why I never really say somebody won or lost or sparring, whether somebody I like or don't like. It's not really winning or losing. It's the stuff that you're building off of. Don't get me wrong. That tape that we saw, that leaked tape. Oh, well, Abdullah Mason definitely won. If there was a winner, it would be Abdullah. If there was a winner, for sure, it would be Abdullah. You know, and I don't like Kid Austin's father. You know, I don't like his pappy. But as far as Kid Austin, man, he's a good, humble young brother, man. So I don't see him as a liar. He said, love more, hate less. Talk to him, Ray B. You feel me? Love more, hate less. You feel me? But if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing that. And that's what a wise man once told me. You feel me? Sugar Nunez versus Fulton, the unification we need after Fulton beats Oshaki. Oh, you think Fulton's going to beat Oshaki? I like that fight, man. I think it's 50-50, man. Shock and Fulton. But we'll see. Hopefully that fight does come into fruition. We get Sugar Nunez versus Fulton. That'd be dope. Or the winner of that. He said, Floyd has no credibility with me. He could tell me the son is... I feel that. Because when he pulled with Shakur, you know, he definitely was ducking Shakur. That was nasty. I'm not saying he didn't hop out the sparring. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I don't think that was the one time they sparred. Remember, I didn't say that anything was fraudulent about that sparring tape. You know, obviously it was edited in favor of Mason. Obviously, that's why they made sounds. They didn't make any sounds. They didn't make any sounds for They didn't make any sounds, you know what I'm saying, for Kid Austin. You clearly see him hit him a couple times. Definitely Abdullah Mason did better. I'm not saying that, but remember what I was saying is that I don't believe that it was a one-time thing. That just doesn't make sense. You know, so you're trying to get working. Why would you spar one round? You know, unless something went down, you know, like Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo Lopez. Remember when their fathers got into it and cut the sparring session short? That's different. You know, or somebody gets injured, that's different. But you wouldn't really just have one round of sparring. That just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it has nothing to do with you're talking about winning and losing. No one's talking about winning and losing, bro. I'm saying that when we watched that tape, I said, bro, there's more to it. Whether it's Abdullah Mason winning more or Kid Austin winning more or losing more, whatever. There's just more to it. There's no way that I think that just from my experience, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But anyway, let's bring up Patrick, man. But I'm not mad at Kendrick saying Floyd has no credibility with me. I feel you on that. I'm not saying that it got better. I'm not saying that Abdullah Mason didn't continuously whoop him for however many rounds he did. I just think it's very suspicious that you only do one round. You don't meet up with somebody and go to somebody's gym to do one round. You know what I'm saying? That just doesn't go like that. Like I traveled and went to gyms and sparred. You know, I sparred with guys that were retired or professionals or amateurs too. You don't do one round unless something happens, like somebody gets injured or, you know, time doesn't permit, something like that. But then you bring up my guy, Patrick, man. Yes, sir. Patrick, my brother. What's popping with you, bro?
Hey, what it do, Doc?
Hey,
You
man,
all right?
nothing much, man. I'm all right, man. Appreciate your patience, man. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Amen. Amen. You
Yes,
good?
sir. Yes, sir, man. I'm good, bro. I can't complain at all, man. I'm just chilling with the homies, man. Getting talk some of this good boxing, man. So I'm good, man.
Nice one, champ.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'll go real quick with this. The card.
Yes, sir.
The ladies, I don't know too much, but
Mm-hmm.
from what I know, I would go. So we have. I don't know the one like Metcalf and Johnson.
Mhm.
I don't know these two really. So
That's okay. Shredder Metcalf and Sherneka Johnson.
where's she from? Like Metcalf.
Metcalf is from America. She's from Detroit specifically. She's
She's from United States.
Yeah,
All
she's
right,
from
okay.
she's from America. And then Sherneka Johnson's from Australia.
Oh yeah. So
Remember, she
I
was a
don't know that
replacement
after.
though. Yeah. That's why we can
Who's
go
the
through what you know.
replacement?
No, Sherneka Johnson is a replacement. The original opponent was supposed to be Dina Thorslin, and that would have been a unification. So that kind of sucks. But you know, shout out to her, man. She has a baby. So
I have to go to Metcalf then. I have to go to Metcalf.
definitely, definitely. You feel me? So
Cameron and Kamara.
yeah, Chantel Cameron. Yep.
Man, I'm going for Cameron. Cameron is my girl, bro. Like I like her. I do like her.
Okay.
I like her. I like her style. Yeah. She make me think about a little bit about Earl a little bit. The way
Okay.
she, yeah. The way she throw her jab and try to get in. Like, yeah. I like Cameron. I like Cameron a lot. I tell you, like, I wanted to see that Cameron Taylor again. Maybe we'll
Me
get her
too,
again,
bro. I
but-
want to see Chantel Cameron and Taylor. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm going for Cameron for that one. Marshall and Green, that's an interesting one.
Yes.
I'm going for Marshall though.
Yeah, me too. That's what I got going.
Yeah, the reason why is I believe Marshall, she saw the best fighter.
I
when
agree.
She fought Clarissa Shields.
Agreed. I agree.
So I think that's gonna help. That's gonna help her to, like, you know, to beat other women.
I agree 1,000%.
So I have to go for Marshall that one.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty and Mercado. I don't know them, to be honest. It look like Scotty is the favorite, isn't she?
Yep. Ellie Scott. Yep.
Yeah.
Ellie Scottney. Yep.
So,
I actually
yeah.
have Ellie Scottney winning, but I don't know much about Mercado either. I only seen Ellie Scottney fight twice, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know them, but she's like 10-0, and the other one is 24-3. So I have to go for Scotty.
And I want to add on to what you said about Savannah Marshall too. You know, why you're favoring her in favor of Shadeja Green, because they do have you know, triangle theories don't always work. For those of you who aren't familiar with the triangle theory in boxing, like when just because A beats B and B beats C doesn't necessarily mean that A will beat C.
No, it's not that. No,
right,
no,
but it does. I think that is applicable in this case, you know, because Savannah Marshall definitely, like you said, she had a good fight with Clarissa Shields, who I think is the best. You know, Clarissa Shields beat Cruz, you know, and Savannah Marshall also beat Cruz, and Cruz beat Shadeja Green. You see what I'm saying? So, I do think that, I'm not saying that necessarily why Savannah Marshall's going to win, but I did factor that in when I was looking at the matchup, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely think that Savannah Marshall is just better, period, too. She's a bigger girl. And Savannah Marshall, a big girl, man. People don't be realizing, but that's a big girl, bro. So I think that, you know, Shadeja Green.
Yeah, that's what that big, to be honest. Yeah.
She's a big girl, man. And Shadeja Green, she's nice, too. She's a big girl, too, but man, she picked up boxing.
Yeah, I felt like Shadeja was like bigger. That's in my eyes.
I think she's more stockier, but I think Savannah Marshall's taller.
Yeah. I got you.
Yep. But yeah, I just want to.
Yeah, man. Like,
I got Savannah. I'm with you. I have Savannah Marshall as well.
I'm going for Marshall on that one. And who we have then? Yeah, is the main event after that, isn't it? It's,
yep.
No, Baumgartner. Yeah.
Alicia Baumgartner and Jessica Miranda. Jessica Miranda is an undefeated fighter out of Spain. Yep.
Yeah, she's undefeated though. That Miranda. So.
Yeah, she's undefeated. Yeah, but she never fought outside of. She never fought outside of Spain. So that's something to consider as well.
Right. No, I have Baumgartner, but I think that you were talking about who she got popped dirty with. I think it was. Is it not Michaela Meyer?
Oh no
Was
no no
not
no
that
no no
fight.
no 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 no. She no. It was I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll tell you. Something with an L. It wasn't Michaela Mayer. Oh, that's why you brought up Mayer. Okay, no. It wasn't against
Yeah,
Michaela
yeah,
Mayer.
it wasn't her.
Michaela Mayer said that she feels like she was on something in her fight too, because it was after Michaela Mayer. So she was saying.
Alright,
So she was accusing her. It was Christina Lenardatow.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
okay,
it
all
was
right,
something
all
like
right,
that,
all
yeah.
right. So she was defending her belt in that one.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So
okay.
what's the name? Michaela Mayer was trying to say that she feels like she was probably on something against her as well, but no, she never tested positive against.
Alright,
Mayer.
alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got Bumgarner on that one. More experience, everything. Like, I have to favor her. But obviously it's boxing. We never know.
Yeah. Never know.
Main event.
Katie Taylor,
bro,
and Amanda Serrano for the trilogy, my boy.
I ain't gonna lie. You know what? I have to tell you the truth. I really like Serrano. I like her style. I like how slick she is. I like everything about her. Her styles makes fight, and it feels like she cannot get in over that Taylor style.
Come on now, talk to
You know
him.
what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Like I feel like this is the style that, and it feels like Taylor's got her number. Like she knows she's gonna be slick. She knows she might look like nicer, but she'll manage to grab those points like every time, and people's gonna get Taylor the win. So and to be honest with you, as I say, I love Serrano, but I just want to get over and done with this stuff.
Oh my
Let's
goodness,
get Taylor
me
her
too,
3-0. And we don't talk about the
bro.
issue
For
anymore.
real, bro. Me too. That's motivation for me to root for Taylor too, just to get it over with. 3-0, they can't say nothing, bro. Jeez, man.
Let's get that 3-0, and then we done with it.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I don't want no 2-1 and 2-2 and 4.
I'm
Come
telling
on,
you,
man.
bro. I'm telling you.
That's it, bro. That's it. Like I want to see Taylor. What's the name? Taylor and Chantel Cameron.
Me
I would
too,
like to see
man.
that.
Yes, if they both.
This
Especially if
one
they
is the
both
one
win.
I'd like to see again.
Yes, if they both
That's
win,
a real
that's the
trilogy.
one.
That one.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's it for the women. For the ladies.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Let's go for the man, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That is fire, bro.
Yes,
that
it
one
is.
Fire. Man, this is fire.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? Let's go to the Morel and Katayev.
Let's get it. David Morrell versus Imam Katayev, man. Imam Katayev undefeated. David Morrell coming back from his first loss. Compliments of the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. Who you got, bro?
And guess what? My man? I got
don't
Morel
you
by
tell me.
knockout.
Ooh, big knockout?
Knockout.
Oh my goodness, what round?
I'll probably I would say probably like around 7, 8.
Ooh, mid rounds? I like it.
Knock-
Is it a 10-round
Morel
fight
by
or a 12-round
knockout.
fight? It might be a 10-round fight, huh?
It's a 10-round.
10-round fight, yeah. 7th or 8th round? I like it, bro. I like it.
Morel by knockout. Telling you. Yo, I know Katayev can punch, but Morel can punch, bro.
Come on now.
Well, and I said I know his first fight. I think we'll talk about it. I said his first fight against Hot Rock. I think that was
yep.
Kind of like it was just getting into that weight. So
yeah.
It's hard to count that first fight at the new weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's,
I agree.
the power, you have to get used to to make that weight. You have to get used to to make sure that you put on weight enough, but at the same time, you comfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of factors.
Right.
And I could see in that Morel in that what's his name, Benavidez fight. I could see that he was much more comfortable with that weight.
Yes. Hey, excuse me.
Real quick,
Was more comfortable. My bad to interrupt you, Pat. Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, they says a hitman. This is just on Twitter now. Breaking news. I don't know if this is true. I have to look into it. Yeah. Ricky Hatton, the hitman, has announced his return to boxing December 2nd. What are we doing, bro?
Oh, come on, man.
What are we doing, bro? Like this is nuts.
His son is fighting.
Yes, Campbell Hatton. He's trash. My bad. I shouldn't say that. He's not good. My bad. Forgive me. I should say Campbell Hatton. I'm sorry. Yeah. That was impulsive. I'm sorry. It just came out. Yeah, instinctively. Yes, I shouldn't have said that. My bad.
Know
Hey,
your
come
fucking
on,
place,
bro.
trash.
Come on, bro. What are we doing, bro?
Nah,
I
I
like,
don't
bro.
wanna hear
Hitman's
that.
one of my favorite fighters, bro. Come on, bro. You come, nah, man.
No, I think it's just if he does, it's just like those money fight, like
What are we
But
doing,
you
bro?
know what? He's got a fan base crazy here, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's coming back and he gets like money. I wouldn't be surprised and I'm in Manchester. Like Ricky Hatton's fan base is like, yo, I think this is the last fan base that went to the UK, really, isn't to the United States, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Vegas.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, with Floyd. Yeah.
I think it's Hatton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Hey,
remember.
Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton.
Until he knock out the post.
Yep, right into the post, right into that turnbuckle. Bow, head first, like a matador and a bull. Come on, bro. What are we doing,
no,
bro?
I don't want to see him anymore. No, that's it, bro.
Especially like, it, bro.
Especially his style. He was someone like a comfort fighter. Like this is not like someone you can see just
like a
boxing,
finesse
just
type.
like,
exactly.
Yeah,
like a finesse style,
you
bro.
can see these people all doing that, but not him. Like him is a proper come forward and trying to to get your head off. So, hey man, I don't know.
No, I ain't mean to interrupt you, bro. I just couldn't believe I just read that.
No. You did well. You did good.
That's crazy.
At least I won't have any surprise when I see all those ex posts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so as I say, Moria by knockout, bro. I'm going for that.
I like it.
Now, this is the one that people are have trouble with. And
Matias and Puello.
Yo, yeah. This one, I'm going for Subriel Matias.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, Subriel Matias, and I'm going by Subriel Matias by, I would say, by stoppage. I don't know which one, but like, by stoppage.
Well, yeah, Matias do it. I see a stoppage. Yeah, if he
because Matias wins, it's by stoppage. He doesn't win.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
he doesn't win by.
He doesn't win by decision. No. You're right about that.
Stoppage.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So yeah, I believe he's going to manage to cut the distance, and at some point, Puello's going to be tired. And I'm going to tell you something as well about Puello. Puello is an overall fighter. Like he's got it all really. Maybe the power is not that great, but Puello, if you look at it, his last two fights it's a split decision. So it's not like
Gary Antoroso and Sandro Martin. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, so it's not like he's dominating the fight. It's like he managed to fight in spurts. But he's got a really good IQ, Puello. Like I have to give him that.
Agreed.
He's got a really good IQ. He knows sometimes when to to not go too hard, when to to slow the pace, and he's got eye-catching punches as well. Like so that's why probably he get those split decisions.
Right.
But I believe Subriel is gonna manage to cut the distance this time.
Yeah.
And I think I tell you what, like I know it happens and everything, but in my opinion, the Liam Paro fight, I think it was a slip up from Matias. I think you put Matias Paro again today, Matias get the win. Yeah, I think it was a slip up, and I heard about some interview as well because he does a lot of interview, but a lot of in Spanish.
Yeah,
and I think there's a lot of things. I don't not to make excuses.
Right. I got you.
I think a lot of things was going on into his life.
Yep.
Like he could tell he wasn't in a great place.
Yep. That's
and we might see people say oh yeah, that's not. I tell you what, like if mentally you're not like 100%, it's a problem for any fighter.
That's real. Yep.
Any fighters.
I agree.
I don't care who is a problem. So he changed coach. And I think he had like a death in his family. So all that time around, I think he's gonna come better.
Hopefully,
so
man.
in this one, I have to edge it to Subriel, and when Subriel wins, is by stoppage. Like
facts, yeah. I don't think he has.
Yeah.
He
I don't
never
think
had to
Puello.
win any other way, right? All his wins came by stoppage. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think Puello's gonna like like be dominated or anything, but at some point the referee's gonna probably say like, you know what, you received too many, too many shots and that's it. So
hey, I like it, man.
That's my call for that one.
But you know why I like it though? Nah, I'm with you on that because no disrespect to Puello, but I'm rooting for Matias just because of what you said. Because even before Matias and Puello were on their comeback trail, before they lost, right? When Matias lost to Paro, and then Gary Anton Russell lost to Puello. I wanted Gary Anton Russell Super Matias to fight, man. I thought that was a great fight. And then when and then Gary Anton Russell lost to Puello, and then Matias messed around and lost to Paro. So I was like, the fight can still happen. You know what I'm saying? Both took L's, you know. So and then now Russell's a champion, and if Puello could be, sorry, if Matias could become a champion, that's a unification fight. Oh man, I love that. I love that.
That's a squabble. That one.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, because Gary Anton Russell has a high KO percentage too.
Oh yeah. They both. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a squabble. These guys, they punches. Like, and they come forward. Like you're not gonna see a Russell like backing down. Like he's, he'll be in front.
Yep.
And he's got 5'10". So yeah, that would be
a great fight, man. Yeah, I think the first, if I'm not mistaken, I think the first fight that, the first and only fight that Russell didn't win by stoppage was his last fight, Rayo. That was decision. All his wins beside that were stoppages.
Was it by decision? Oh yeah,
it was by decision. He washed him, but it was by decision.
Yeah, he washed him. Yeah, it's true.
He didn't lose a round. Yeah.
So yeah, I got Matias on that one.
Okay.
Stevenson Cepeda is a no-brainer for me. But I have Stevenson stopping him.
Stoppage?
Yeah, stoppage.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, supposed gonna stop him. Like he's gonna beat him up like at some point. It's not like Cepeda's gonna lay down.
Right.
It's just he's gonna get beat up and referee's gonna say like, you know what, that's it.
Pack him up.
Pack him up. Like sometimes the referee's got to come in. Sometimes it's better.
I agree.
Like I was watching again the Benavides against
Murrah.
No.
Oh.
Not this one. I watched with Morel, but I watched it against the Plant.
Okay, the Plant. Okay.
You know what? I think Plant didn't get stopped in that one.
No.
I think that would have been better for him to be stopped.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage, right? Yeah, he did.
I think that fight just took a lot out of this guy.
Yeah. And he was in tough fights, man. Plant ain't really have an easy road, man. That's one of my favorite fighters right there too. Caleb Sweethand's Plant, man.
It's better to get knocked out like he got knocked out by Canelo than to get the punishment they got from Benavides.
Yeah. But even and that's the thing though. Even with the Canelo one, that was late too. I think that was like the 11th round, if I'm not mistaken, right? That was a late one too.
So it was the 11th round, but he wasn't like getting beat up.
No. He wasn't getting beat up like Benavides. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
No, Benavides was like hurting like like from the round. I would say like round 5.
Yeah, also like midway.
Just like a wash.
Yeah. That weight, man. You can't do too much with that weight, man. That's a big dude, man. Benavides.
Yo, like that's what I'm saying. So sometimes like the referee is better for the guy to stop the fight.
I agree with that.
So yeah, I got Stevenson by stoppage. Now the one that's hard as well is that's Sheeraz Berlanga.
Hey,
look, Berlanga first round knockout is wilding, bro. Like, what the hell?
Shout out to Oscar, man. First round, my brother. First round, man.
Oscar hey, it's boxing. You never know, though.
You
never know. But yo, I'm not putting money on that.
hey, he might pull a Schofield and Tevin Farmer. Hey, you never know.
Yeah. Hey, if he does that, man, hey, I say I'll be on his ass. But like, if he get that one, yo, I'm gonna have to apologize like 10 times.
I'm telling you,
at least.
I'm telling you. Oscar called that one. If that happens, oh my goodness.
No, so this one I'm edging towards Berlanga, but the reason why, because for me it's a very difficult one to pick. Like Berlanga, I haven't seen this style, because I know he did well against Canelo and other stuff. I don't like to say well because he lost the fight anyway.
Right.
So I don't like to watch that. you know, the fan, us who's watching the boxing fight, we can say, yeah, he did well against Canelo, but himself, he shouldn't say that. That's not how a champion speaks.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Like, I don't like the fighters say like, oh, you know, I lost against this guy, but you know, I did well. No.
Yeah.
No, if you're a fighter, you lose, you're mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. He celebrated having a motorcade in Puerto Rico.
You don't celebrate.
Yeah.
There's no moral victory. Like, moral victory is for the fan, but not for you.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. If you have that championship mentality, I agree with you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to cry. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like when he. That's my problem, because I love Berlanga. I used to like really like him. Like, you know, I used to say people are mad. You know, I like him, but
he's funny, man.
Man, he gave me like, yeah. I was disappointed when he was always coming with that Canelo. Come on, man. How many fighters didn't get knocked out by Canelo?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, especially recently.
Yeah, Jermell Charlo, Jaime Munguia. You know
exactly.
So, yeah, right. I agree.
What's his name? No, Munguia, the British guy.
John Ryder. Yep.
John Ryder. He didn't get knocked out, did he?
Nope.
He got dropped, yeah, but he didn't get knocked out. So you don't hear them saying like, "Oh yeah, I did well against Canelo."
Right.
You don't hear them.
I agree.
You know?
I agree with you.
So
John Gorilla Ryder. Shout out to John Ryder, man. I like John
Ryder. But yeah, so this one I still got Berlanga, but the reason why I lean toward Berlanga is because Berlanga, that's his weight.
Right.
You know, he's been there for a while.
Right.
Sheeraz is coming up to that weight. So, you know, sometimes for me, you always need like a bit of a on fight to get used to that weight.
Right.
That's my thing for me. Like, especially if you're coming from like against someone who's who punched hard. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, no, I agree with that for sure.
You know, so that's the only reason why I'm leaning towards Sheeraz. But you know, but trust me, I wouldn't be surprised if Sheeraz get the win. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Because his style, his fighting style, and his approach to the fight. I don't think Berlanga's seen that so far. I don't think you've seen anyone like that yet.
Yeah,
like long rangey like this.
Yeah, I agree.
Know.
Yeah. I mean,
Berlanga's gonna have to.
I would think. Who was the last guy he fought before Canelo? I mean, not the Mantequilla guy, not the guy he just beat Gonzalez, not him. Then Canelo.
You mean the Berlanga?
Nah, yeah, Berlanga. He fought that Irish guy. He was pretty rangy.
Yeah. But the Irish guy was. Yeah. He wasn't. He was more like a. It was more like he wasn't coming forward at all.
Nah, he wasn't. Padraig McCrory is his name. Padraig McCrory.
Yeah.
He's pretty tall.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, he's pretty.
He didn't knock him out, though, did he?
He did. He did stop him. Yep. Yeah,
he stopped him.
Yeah. Check it for me and make sure. I think he stopped him though.
Are you sure?
No,
like,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I think I'm almost sure. I'm like 75% sure. I think he.
Yeah, you're right. He knocked him out. Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember that was like one of the ones where he got back on his knockout streak, if I'm not mistaken. I think the guy before that he didn't stop.
I was thinking about Quigley.
Oh, okay, yeah. Peter Quigley or whatever his name is, something Quigley.
Yeah, Quigley. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So like, you know, I think it's gonna be. It's difficult to find to predict that one to me, but I'm leaning toward Berlanga because of the weight. He's been there for a while. His experience as well with in that weight. Sheeraz is coming to that weight. You know what? Sheeraz might even be even better on that weight, but we don't know. I don't know because it's a new weight for him. So I have to edge it towards Berlanga. But it's gonna be difficult for Berlanga to cut the distance. Like you know, Adames.
Carlos Adames, yep.
Adames, like his style to fight Sheeraz was perfect.
Yes, it was.
Because it's like great head movement.
Mm-hmm.
He could up and down the jab to go around the jab.
Yep.
And that's the style that is a problem for Sheeraz.
I agree. Because
he will have trouble to to frame, to post, with his lead hand.
Right.
So that's why Berlanga is gonna be the tough task for Berlanga.
Yep.
Once he manages to go the distance with Sheeraz, he'll be okay. It's just cutting the distance, man. That's gonna be the challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with Berlanga for that one.
I just don't know. You know, Sheeraz, who'd he beat? He beat freaking Tyler Denny, and you know what I'm saying? It's like Austin
Williams. He beat that Williams.
Yeah, Austin Williams. Yeah, Austin Williams. That's all right.
But even when you look at the fight against Adames, I know obviously he lost to me and to a lot of people anyway. But you still feel like he learned from that fight.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like he got washed and like you cannot adjust. You can see, if you look at the fight, you see like he can see himself. Yeah, I can adjust. You know, I can make some adjustments.
And if his hand is hurting too, you know, if his hand was compromised, and
yeah, like there's excuse, all that stuff. But even like looking at the style and the way he was approaching that fight, you can see like if you work on some adjustment, you can see him like getting much better. So it's I wouldn't be surprised if Sheeraz come like strong on that one, But I have to me, just because of the experience of Berlanga in that way, I have to go for Berlanga.
Right.
And man, that's my prediction, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man, sharing your.
But that would be a great card, man.
That's a great card. Absolutely. Hopefully everybody goes and hopefully everybody fights, and nobody has to pull out late or anything. So yeah.
Where's the women's fight, the ladies fight? Is it in America, right?
Yeah, it's in America. Yeah, I actually don't remember where though. Is it in Cali or might be in New York? I don't know.
So all those fights gonna take.
They're all in America.
All those fights gonna take. So they're gonna be all together at the same time. Shit.
No. Remember, the women are on Friday. The men are on Saturday.
Ah.
Yeah,
okay. Good.
Yeah. Let me see where it's.
All right.
Yep. New York. Yep. So they're all in New York. Yep.
Yeah, that's my man, Doctor.
Now, I appreciate you, my brother, always calling in, man. I appreciate you, man, sharing your thoughts, man. Always contributing to the show. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man.
For sure, my brother.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be on in the morning, though. Good Lord willing. So. We will be back.
All right, my friend.
Yes, sir, man.
All right, my man.
God bless, dude.
I tap in with you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. That's my brother right there, Patrick Bandero, man. Put some respect on his name. Shout out to him for all his predictions. So I wanna expound upon this Ricky Hatton information that I'm receiving, right? So it seems like it's pretty official. I'm seeing it on TalkSport as well. So it wasn't just on like a random speculative blog, it's on TalkSport. That's pretty official. So Ricky Hatton, I'm gonna tell you, Ricky the Hitman Hatton. What's up, Marquell? Appreciate you coming through, bruh. Good to see you, man. Long time no see, Marquell. But so look, check this out, man. Ricky Hatton at 46 years old, obviously inspired by all these late greats, or not late greats, excuse me, that implies they did. Don't forgive me. I don't want to kill nobody. All these older greats coming back, you know what I'm saying, at 46 years old, most notably Pacquiao coming back to fight the WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. Ricky Hatton's also 46 years old. 13 years since his last professional fight, man. So the last fight was what, 2012? That would be 13 years ago. And he lost by stoppage to Senchenko, right? So Ricky Hatton, the good news is the bad news is he's coming back. And I like Ricky Hitman Hatton, but bad news is coming back. The better news is that at least he had an exhibition in 2022 against Marco Antonio Barrera, Babyface Assassin. But the other good news, the best news, is that he's coming back against another 46-year-old. So it's not like he's coming back and fighting a younger guy. He's fighting a guy. He's not fighting a younger guy like Manny Pacquiao is with Mario Barrios. He's not fighting a champion like Manny Pacquiao is with Mario Barrios. He's not fighting a guy 30 years his junior like Mike Tyson. He's coming back and fighting another guy named Al Daw from the UAE, United Arab Emirates, and he's also 46 years old. So it's two 46-year-olds fighting each other.
Damn. I'm sorry.
I don't know why we're doing this, but we're doing this. And I'm going to tell you this, though. They were supposed to do a press conference, but Hatton had to do it virtually because he attended Oasis reunion concert in Cardiff. and he sustained an eye injury while he was at a reunion concert.
What?
So his eye injury stopped him from attending the press conference. But we're expecting this guy to fight. He got injured at a concert. Now, I don't know what he was doing. Could have been some flying glass shattering or something like that. I don't know, man. Freak things can happen. But to me, you know, if you're doing something leisurely or recreationally and you're getting hurt, you ain't got no business in the hurt game in the box arena in an official capacity. What are we doing? It's like when Mike Tyson. It's like when Mike Tyson. It's like when Mike Tyson had an ulcer flare up in the airport. What are we doing? Popping fireworks again. Let me close my window. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Yeah, I think it's trash, bro. I think it's crazy, bro. I think it's crazy.
Know your fucking place, trash.
He said, Doc, why is Turkey basically trying to force Shakur to lose? Yeah, I don't know, man. We talked about that earlier. You're going to have to hit it with the rewind and the replay because your boy about to get off, Tay. Unless we got anybody else that wants to call in, I'm going to go ahead and slide. Oh, we have Oscar in the back. Oscar said he's calling in. He going, hey, me and Oscar about to fight. This man gonna wait till I take off my headset and then talk about he calling in. You gonna have to hold on. I'm gonna run this ad and go grab me some ice cream because while you talk, I'm about to eat this ice cream. I'll be right back. I'll be right back to have Oscar call in. Anybody else want to call in? Call in, man. Call in. You know what I'm saying? Hotline bling my thing. You feel me? I'll be right back. Let me go grab my ice cream.
Yo, Doc here from your favorite boxing channel, Dr. Boxing Talk. And I want to officially welcome you as a member to the Boxing Talk family, aka BTF. So I want to thank you. Your support is greatly appreciated, and this channel is nothing without you. So what do you get? Well, there's a multitude of perks that you get access to, like special member shoutouts when you enter the chat, and some other additional alerts. Not to mention these fire emojis. Get access to emojis like the GOAT, the face of boxing, the legend, the Ayo, and the no diddy. Not to mention, you know, the GTD chain. You got to bring them out, and it wouldn't be the same if we forgot about these biscuits. And so many more. Not to mention, if you subscribe to some of the highest tier levels, you get to do things like pick the topic of discussion, and you get to have your very own emote. Yes, your ugly mug will be featured on the channel by yours truly. It's just another way for me to give back to my most loyal supporters. And of course, there's even more additional perks than that. But most importantly, you'll get the satisfaction of knowing you're a key, essential, imperative part to keep us going and growing. You know, we get the hustle off the muscle. So it's important that we rock together, you know? And remember, God is good all the time, and God is good. And you know that we prioritize facts over feelings, so that's why you rock with us. So big salute from Dr. Boxing Talk, and yeah, can't wait to see you in the next stream. Thank you for the support.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know I'm lying.
All right, I'm back. Shout out to my guy Tay. Nah, but we could talk about it though, bro. I'm after I pull up Oscar. Why did I put my spoon? Yo, Oscar, my brother. What's good, bro?
Yo.
Yes, sir, man. Talk to me, man. What's popping?
I'm back like an addict to crack.
Hey, let's go, man. I'm glad you back, though, man. Thank you. Always good to talk to you, man. Always good to chop it up with my brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. They said you crazy, bro. They said your first round prediction is crazy, bro.
Yeah, I've been called crazy all my life.
Hey, that makes two of us. What you think about this Ricky Hatton, man? Ricky Hatton mess, man.
You know, I'm not the smartest guy in the bunch, you know, so what weight class is he gonna fight in? Because last time I checked, he's damn near super heavyweight.
I don't know what weight class he's gonna fight in, bro. I don't know, man. That's a good question. Ricky Patton?
Yeah, bro.
Ricky
like
Patton,
you seen him
man.
lately? You're like, damn. Like I'm big, but damn.
Yeah, I don't know what weight class he's gonna fight in, man. I have no clue,
Super
bro.
duper heavyweight.
I'm telling you, gotta be coming in there looking like Tyson Fury, man. The Gypsy King
gotta
of
have-
obesity.
Watch him be like 168. I'm like,
At least.
yay!
At least, bro. He's 46. At least, bro. I don't think he's gonna come back like Pacquiao 147. I mean, maybe. I don't know, man.
I know one thing. They're gonna be juiced up on that fight.
I'm telling you.
I'm talking about Brock Lesnar, WWE type TV.
All the juice.
All the juice.
Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
seen it.
Man.
Like I was like, Jason, is he gonna fight again? Not
Bro,
him.
I thought it was a lie, bro. I thought it was a joke. I thought I was tripping.
And shout out to England though, because you know they like their legends, you know.
That's a fact. One time for England,
like,
man.
You said that, and I was like, man, what weight class is he gonna fight in?
That's
Last
a good
time I seen he had pop belly and everything.
Maybe Prince Nazim Ahmed will come back.
Hey, might as well.
Might as well.
Hell, you know what? JCC, he got to come back too.
Bro, who was fighting? It wasn't JCC, but it was somebody. It was a Mexican boxer. Remember we talked about it, bro, not too long ago.
Arce?
Not Jorge Arce. It was Castillo. Remember I announced it? Remember he's supposed to be fighting Provatnikov. Remember? Ruslan Provatnikov.
Yeah.
Is that still going down or that got canceled? I didn't hear nothing about it.
I haven't heard that it got canceled.
Me either.
I've been hearing a lot of things about it, and I was like, man, that's whack. You know who else when I make an exhibition?
Who that?
Morales versus Marquez. Morales was pressing the issue. I'm like, bro, you were scared of him on your prime. What the hell you want to fight him now?
Yeah, stop it. Stop it, bro.
Plus, you're fat. He's fit.
Yeah, Yeah, stop it, bro. Stop it, bro.
Marquez was like, nah, I'm not. Like, he didn't want to fight when the time was due. Well, I got to fight him now.
Exactly. Maybe go holler at Turkey Al Sheikh, man. Maybe he'll put it on. I don't know.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt it, though. I wouldn't doubt it. But, yeah, and then Morales went on the rant saying, like, oh, I would have beaten Marquez because of this, and this, and this. Bro, you didn't even fight him.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
They offered you to fight about 4 times. You were protected.
Oh, they did? I didn't know. See, I always wonder why they never fought.
Yeah, his promoter. Like, you know how they say, like, James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Roy Jones, so that one was helped or moved accordingly, that being James Toney.
Yeah.
Roy Jones was like, you know, the hard working, he had to earn his shots and all that. That being Barrera. Marcus was like, Morales was like, you know, like a James Toney. Like, they never put him in dangerous fights. If you see, he got to retain a title while going up and fighting for another title, that being the WBC, obviously.
Yeah.
And like,
See,
he was like,
that's a good point. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was going to promote in a weird way. That's why when he fought Barrera, and they gave the fight to Morales, it was because that, like, he was if you see any Mexican channel talking about, pretty much. If you see any Mexican channel talking about them three, it's like Morales was being helped. Barrera had to work for his stuff. and Marcus just, you know, he had the talent, so they just promoted him more.
See, I didn't know that because back then, when I'm watching those fights, admittedly, I wasn't really paying attention like to the background. I don't know as much as I know now as far as like, you know what I'm saying, the background of the political stuff, you know. So I didn't know. I was wondering why they never fought. You know, I did wonder that. I was like, you know, Morales fought Pacquiao fought and Morales, of course, they had their legendary meetings and battles. So, and Marquez fought Pacquiao, you know. So I was like, hey, how come Ghost never fought?
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, man, I'm just tired of all these legends coming back.
Yeah, me too.
For the next one. So like, I don't know. I guess it's cool, but if it was like a 2-year layoff, or a 1.5 year layoff, you know. But they're retired, so it's just an exhibition.
Right.
But coming back at 46, man, he got hurt in a concert. I don't know damn if he was in a mosh pit.
Right.
Like, I don't care if he was in a mosh pit.
Exactly.
He got no business getting hurt.
Exactly. Even if you're in a mosh pit, bro, that's still not as bad as being in a boxing match. So you
yeah, bro.
Hurt, come on, man. Tell him, hey, Kendrick go pop back in. Tell him to go play golf or something, man. Kendrick about to cuss me out. You 46, man. You want to compete? Go play golf, man.
Facts. Or tennis. Or pickleball.
Oh man, it's funny, bro. I'm just playing, Kendrick. Don't shoot me, bro. But yeah, man, I agree with you, Oscar. Like, it's crazy, man. I just think, like I said, at least he's fighting another 46-year-old guy. You know, I'll give him that. So,
but it doesn't even matter now. You see Jake Paul's ranking.
Right. Going talking about WBA. Gilberto Mendoza talking about. Oh yeah, well we about to revisit it. What? Well, you planned this, bro.
I guess we gotta review it.
Come on, man. Yeah, review it.
I ain't gonna lie. If they gave that ranking to Jake Paul, I would have been like, then Serrano is the most accomplished fighter in the world.
Facts. Why not? People be hating on Serrano, man.
I don't know how.
I don't know why either. I don't know how or why, but whatever.
I ain't gonna lie. Serrano is doing what people say that Jai is doing.
Okay, now talk to him.
But they don't want to hear that. They say, "Oh, Jai is the greatest thing ever since sliced bread."
Come on, man. Now, I like Jai. You know, I think he's good, but come on, he got to prove it, man. He got to go fight somebody, man.
He fought Squayo or Claudio Squayo.
Come on, Claudio Squayo, man. That's not gonna cut it.
And he's a weight bully. You see how much bigger he was?
Yep. That's where Sky Nicholson got it from.
Hey now.
her Australian countryman. She's like, oh, Jai go weight bully. That's how you get these victories. Okay, bet.
What happened to the future undisputed fighter? You remember that? And the future undisputed. Sky Nicholson.
Uh-oh.
Darren Brown said, hold up. What did you say? Bitch.
They forgot about that. They forgot about future undisputed.
Don't even say no more.
They
you know what I heard too about Sky Nicholson? Yeah, and you know what I heard that I think is crazy? Eddie Hearn's like, this is actually a smart move from Nicholson. Going down, getting her confidence, getting the titles. This is a smart move. But then, like, they see Gabriel Fundora and they're like, weight bully.
I need to see what's going on with her. I wonder if she has a fight coming up.
I haven't seen anything from her.
Me either.
But at the same time, Oscar's like, oh yeah, and Fundora's fighting this at this time.
You have to see if she has any fights coming up. It would have been nice. I know she's not MVP, but it would have been cool to see her on this July 11th card.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. I'm about to go ahead and call it though, Oscar.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate you
No,
calling in, man. Always, man. You know I just be trolling, but I appreciate you calling in. Even if I take off my headset, I don't care. I'm just joking.
nah, it's all good.
Yeah,
I gotta say, like from Kirk to Shakur,
mm-hmm.
I can take it two ways. It's like either they're pressuring him to fight,
Mm-hmm.
or like make him lose, like people are saying,
Mm-hmm.
or it could just be like we just want to see the best, but like trying to irritate him to fight like that. Though I think it's bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I think too.
Yeah. Though I think it's bad, or he's not doing it the best way possible. That could also be a possibility.
Yeah.
And it's one thing saying like, "Oh, take this, take that," but where's his promoter at?
Come on now.
Ain't that his
Come on now. Yep.
Like,
where Eddie Hearn at, bro?
Yeah, like we hear all this criticism from Turk. Well deserved too. I'm not saying it's
right,
good or bad. It's
right,
well deserved.
Right.
The criticism because hey, you're the one making these fights. You just gotta shut the hell up and pay the money,
Right. That
But
part.
where's Eddie Hearn at?
Where's Eddie Hearn? You need to speak up, bro, on Shakur's behalf. That was the whole point of Shakur going with him. I will say this though, to what you said, that was a good point and a good question. I think that it could be also too, I'm not sure this is what it is, but it could be Turkey trying to make it to where people appreciate the victory if Shakur gets it. Like trying to play like like a reverse psychology, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make it hard for Shakur, so as hard as I make it, if Shakur still does good, then you got to respect it because all the odds are stacked against him and he still prevailed type stuff. It could be that. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but it could also be that too, I guess. Maybe like some reverse psychology trying to go on. He's trying to play us, or play mind games, I guess. But I think it's more so what you said, like he's trying to persuade Shakur to fight out of his style. Yeah, fight a style that's quote unquote more entertaining for him and for most boxing fans. It'll be more entertaining for me too. I ain't gonna act like it's not. But it's just I think it's kind of bad to try to change people's style, in my personal opinion.
That would have made sense with the more defensive fighter, like a farmer, that's all there is right now. At 135.
Right.
There is, bro. They say Raymond. I'm like, Raymond Mortal is not that guy yet. 135 might be the division where the elite and champions, there's a big ass gap, bro. Like, there's only 10 Shakur that we know they're elite. All the other guys are like, just there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't want to see Mortal against Tank, though. It's a unification. It wouldn't mean nothing.
I agree.
And Shakur against, I don't know. Like, let's say Mason wins. Do you really want to see Tank against Mason right now?
I don't.
Or Shakur against Mason?
Nah, I don't.
It's just 135 ass, bro.
I would take it, but that's not what I want to see. I mean, I'll do the Mason.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's a unification. Yeah, I like unification, but man, it's not it. If anything, maybe Muratai and Mason, and then maybe Shakur or Tank after that. But yeah, I wouldn't really get too excited about Tank versus Muratai or Shakur versus Muratai or Tank or Shakur versus Mason. Not right now. I'd get more excited for Mason versus Schofield. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, or Raymond versus.
Yeah, or Raymond versus Schofield, or Raymond versus Cruz, or Raymond versus Mason.
Yeah, I just feel like Shakur. Well, maybe not Shakur, but like those guys are not ready yet, and I just think 135. I've been saying this for a minute. I think ever since I hopped in your channel, like 135 is the worst division. Yeah. And it just got worse because it lost a bunch of talent.
Yeah.
And people retire. It just makes it makes the narrative where like Cepeda is a good contender, Yeah. I think that's the only true good contender they have right now. if you want to count Andy Cruz, you can count him. I don't think he's ready.
I don't think he's ready either. You know, and not saying he doesn't have that potential. It's just right now ready.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like Williams Zepeda is the one that's has experience. You know, the fights. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like if you really think about it, Tank, Shakur, then Zepeda, and then everybody else. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even care to see them. But it's just 135 has just been on such a decline that it makes the narrative even worse for Tank and Shakur. If you're not fighting each other, then why are you not fighting each other? If there's nobody else in the division,
yeah.
Unless Lamont Roach can pull out, a crazy KO, a crazy KO, or just in general beat Tank.
Yeah.
Then it brings somebody else, but even then, it's just I feel like Tank's era pretty much at the end.
Yeah.
At 135, because there's even if he beats all these young guys, it's not like what does it prove,
Yeah, it doesn't really prove much. I agree with that. So
you just beat a bunch of contenders. So they were champions. They're really contenders because we know how they got their titles and we know what happened.
Yep, I agree. It's not that alluring. It's not that, not that appealing, but they are champions. So, hey, it is what it is. She says, Osa says the boy Noakes ain't that bad. No, I don't think he's bad, but he's still the younger guy, you know what I'm saying, as far as, him and Mason going for the title, the vacant title. So, but yeah, man, go ahead, bring us up out of here, man. Your closing statement, Oscar. I'm about to go ahead and slide.
Sam Noakes is ass. And
that's crazy, bro.
Sam Noakes and Dallin Smith, 30-year prospects.
Oh, sleep. That's
shameful.
Crazy, man. Shameful. Oh, sleep. All right,
Berlanga with the imaginary Uzi round 1 KO.
Yes, sir. With the big 100-round drum. Shout out to Berlanga, man. All right, then, my brother. Oscar, I'll catch you in the morning for the morning show. Good Lord willing, man. Shout out to my guy, Oscar. He is out of there, bro. I appreciate y'all rocking. I am out of there as well, man. Thank y'all for turning me up for this late show. I mean, not late show. This ain't the late show. It's nighttime, so I feel like it's a late show. But thank y'all for turning me up for the Sunday show, But we will be back on tomorrow. We go live twice a day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again for the morning show, and then again at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late show. As long as the news permits, we have things to talk about, man, which we usually do, man. Shout out for the love that we received today. You feel me? The $5 from Nicholas Mapp, the renewal of the membership from Nicholas Mapp, and Oscar for the $2. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, man. $2 from Oscar, $5 from Nicholas Mapp, and the renewal of the membership from Nicholas Mapp, man. I appreciate the love. Appreciate all that good stuff at Bonbons. Appreciate all the callers that called in, man. We need more callers, man. Call in. Get your opinion off. You see that? How we do it over here, man. We talk boxing, man. It's not that I'm not trying to have senseless debates or arguments, I like the debates too. If we want to have a debate, we can do a debate. It's up to you. I leave it up to the callers. I ain't gonna say decision, but I put the ball in the caller's court. If you want to have something that's more interactive, if you just and we have more dialogue exchanged, or if you just want to have your monologue and speak your opinions, man. Everybody is welcome, man. I don't care if you like Tank, don't like Tank, like Canelo, don't like Canelo, like Shakur, don't like Shakur, like Beterbiev, don't like Beterbiev, whatever, man. Call in and get your thoughts off, man. Verbalize your thoughts, we don't bite around here. You feel me? So yeah, man. I appreciate y'all rocking as always. Shout out to everybody calling in. And yeah, we should be back on for the morning show, good Lord willing. I appreciate y'all rocking. Don't forget to smack that like button, but most importantly, remember with God we can do anything. Without God we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Hey, God bless, Pat. Peace to you, my brother, and amen. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.